Hello and welcome to episode 75 of the Bearded Banter Podcast, the gaming podcast where it's gonna be a long one, so just sit back, relax, and listen to us fucking idiots talk about video games. I'm your host, Shane the Bearded One. With me, finally returning after what seems like an eternity, is my co-host, Matt Legion Rex. How you doing today, Matt?
Hi, I work. And folks, working sucks. Don't work. You need money? Just become like a prostitute.
Yeah,
or
just
something.
fucking sell your body to whoever will take it. It's
like,
way better.
It's way better than, having to, find a respectable career.
Who needs that?
In whatever. That not to say sex work isn't a respectable career if you so desire, but
I mean, if you have a valid reason, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't shame here. But yeah, I've been very busy.
That's fine.
I am back on the biggest episode of the game.
Thanks, Matt.
Gay?
Fucking wow.
Biggest episode of the game.
Yeah, the biggest episode of Bearded Banter yet. I am assuming. I don't know how big these things get.
It's been pretty dead the last couple months since E3. We've had like little to no news, real big news. So this came out of nowhere, where the industry was like, "Hey, why don't we just announce everything? Fuck it, right?" But it's good to have you back, especially on such a jam-packed episode like this. Also joining us once again is our other co-host, Spencer. How you doing today, Spencer boy?
I'm good. I work as well. I'm not going to tell children or young adults to get into sex work. I'm going to tell them to follow their dreams, and if their dreams involve sex work, that's fine.
If your dream is to be a prostitute, then by all means, go for it.
You can be a cam girl. We don't fucking judge. I don't care. They make good money.
If you like to charge people like $3 for a trial of your cam work, and then eventually you have to pay like $15.
It's more money than that.
Dude, if it was $3, I would be following a lot of cam girls.
These women make so much money doing this.
You can tell that I don't watch cam shows at all.
Neither do I. I just go on Twitter, and some of the people that I follow cam workers and sex workers, and it's like, hey, do you want to get my Snapchat? Give me like $60.
$50 for premium Snapchat.
And I'm like, motherfucker, Snapchat is a free app. People are going to pay you money. People are going to pay you money. Just pay your taxes.
Yeah, Snapchat, pay your taxes.
But I worked 5 to 10 today, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay,
I got
that's
a delicious Fresca. I might grab a Mountain Dew later on, but
yeah, it wouldn't be a banter if you didn't run off in the middle of the show to go get a Mountain Dew. So, looking forward to that. But anyway, here we are once again for Banter, this video game podcast where we talk about video games, guys. Like I said, we got a stacked show today. If you're not familiar with our format, we start with some general discussion, talk about what games we've been playing lately. We wrap that up nicely with a general discussion question of the week. And then from there, we go right into the news, which, like I said, the industry decided to just drop literally everything in like the last week, especially this past weekend since it was EVO. Literally everything came out of EVO, so we got a lot to talk about. But I digress. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Start with some general discussion. Let's start with Matt, since he hasn't been here for a while. Matt, have you been playing anything lately?
Why, yes, I have.
That's actually surprising. I was expecting you to be like, bitch, I'm so busy, I've played nothing.
No, I have. I've been able to play and pick up some things, play some things. We'll get into the big one in a second.
I know what the big one is.
I think I know what Shane knows what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah. You haven't been able to talk about it yet, so...
I'll save it for last. I have been recently... I have decided that, as of recently, because I haven't played it in... quite a while because of a variety of things. I have recently, I have decided to pick up, and I have been I have been trying to get back into Starcraft, specifically online, because I am very, very rusty. I have not been able to play for a while, and I've been meaning to get back into it for a very long time. But for the past couple of weeks, I have slowly but surely decided, you know what? Let's rip the Band-Aid off. Let's get back into this. And spoiler alert, I suck balls now. I haven't played in a while, so because of that, my skills are very limited at the current moment. Never before has a Zergruss been less intimidating than it has been with me. But I've also realized that I rekindled my love for the game in a little way, so that's good. So I'll probably keep playing that, and hopefully I can reclaim the fact that I used to be actually really good at this game at one point in time.
Did you know that at one point Matt was at the top of the North American leaderboards?
No, I was not. But no. I'm not that good.
For like 2 seconds, I'm like, oh.
For like a minute.
Really?
No, there was no way I'm that good at Starcraft. If I was that good at Starcraft, bitch, do you think I'd be on this podcast?
You'd be at fucking Evo playing in the esports league, fucking professional Starcraft.
Dude, you make a lot of money playing
making
professional
$3 million a game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Make a lot of money.
Dude, if I was making $3 million a game playing StarCraft, bitch, do you think I'd be at fucking university?
Like, I don't give a shit about esports, but I hear some of the stories about how much these guys make, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to drop everything to play League of Legends. Let's go.
How much do you hate yourself is the biggest question.
A lot.
How much do you hate your... Like, how much money did, like, fucking, there's, like, the people who, like... You know how many people watch the League of Legends tournament? Like,
a lot.
A lot. People
enough...
fucking buy tickets to it.
Yeah, it's a fucking, like, it's at a professional venue. It's a public show, like...
To seeing a bunch of either Americans or South Koreans click a mouse...
Click a mouse a bunch of times.
Oh, man, so
on a TV screen that you can't see what's happening because it's zoomed out. While you partake in one of the most toxic fan bases in video gaming, all for the idea that maybe, just maybe, you can watch somebody play as fucking Keita Ari and like be like, oh, I watched the K-pop video. Fuck League.
Okay, thank you, Spencer.
I
knew it was going to be one of you that went on a fucking tirade about League.
Well, because I played that game for like 7 years. I put 7 years of my life into League.
7 years? I can barely last a month in League. What do you...
Bruh, I've never played League because I don't care.
Massive fucking donkey dong, dude. And if you enjoy League, you can enjoy it. That's fine. But fuck you.
But fuck you.
All right.
Anyway, Matt, back on topic.
Yeah, trying to talk about the big one I want to talk about.
The one that you have not had a chance to talk about on this show yet. But, it's been a long time coming.
Oh, boy. So, as you know, all of you may know, listening in, I am what people call a weeb. I have a very bad obsession with the anime, and I recently have picked up a game on. I pre-ordered this game. It's technically
he pre-purchased
mobile.
it. A
Mobile device. Okay, it's free to play.
He pre-downloaded it.
I pre-downloaded it, and it's a little game called Magia Record. It's on mobile devices, and it's a gacha game for Madoka Magica. Now Shane knows, Shane and Spencer know everything about gacha games.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't personally play any, but
you used to play Dokkan.
I used to play Dokkan Battle a while ago, and then I realized I was wasting my life away, so I stopped.
Fucking Shane knows that if he picks it up again, he won't.
Bruh, the grind for Dragonstones is too tempting, okay?
All right, because and I picked up. I used to play a couple. I used to play. There's a Bleach one I used to play, and a couple of others, but never really got into them. This one though, I really like. I really like this one because there's the mechanics of this one are a little different than the other ones. So like, okay, so if anyone knows like how gacha don't know how gacha games work, here is the basic gist. You have a system in place where you get rewards and stuff for completing certain stuff in game. When you have a certain number of, and you can use like whatever, like stones, orbs, or whatever the fuck
kind of currency they have.
To spend on basically randomly drawing a certain character or whatnot from their pool of characters. And so like someone can, like, let's use Dokkan Battle, you can use a certain number of Dragon Stones to get like a group of characters. And if you go look at your character roster, you can be like, oh, I already have a 2-star Yamcha. I don't need you.
I already have an R Yamcha.
And you have like multiples of them, and you can just delete them if you wanted to. Magic of Code works a little differently than that in terms of how its characters work. If you have a certain magical girl, let's say, like, let's use one from the show. If you have like Homura, for example, if you have Homura, you don't ever need to worry about getting Homura again, because the way this works is that you have the character and then you just upgrade the character you already have.
So there's no chance to pull duplicates, is what you're saying.
If you get a duplicate, it just adds on. You just get a destiny shard, which allows you to upgrade that particular magical girl. Much.
So if you pull a duplicate, it just turns it into experience to go towards the card that you already have.
Yeah, because there's no card. There is a card system, but they're not the magical girls. Instead, you have these things called memorias. Which you can also get via draws, because you don't always get magical girls via draws. The more likely you're going to get stuff called memorias, which are basically cards that upgrade your magical girls. And there you get your duplicates, and there you can like combine them to upgrade them and stuff. So your and the destiny shards you get via these stuff, if you get a duplicate magical girl, goes to upgrading your memoria slots. You can up to 5. But each girl starts with 1. And so far I think this system works a lot better than having like fucking 5 Ichigos in Bleach or whatever the fuck, because it's easy to keep track of what you got. It's easy to keep track of who you got, and there's a lot greater focus here on the idea of each magical, because when you get each magical girl, you also get their storyline, and each magical girl has like four chapters of storyline to cover that covers their origin, where they got their wish, their first interaction with Kyubey, their backstories, everything. It covers all of that along with a bunch of other stuff. And by the way, there's like 50 magical girls in this game, so like you get a lot of shit.
This is also kind of quasi-canon.
Yeah, it is too, because there's the main story to this, which is canon and takes place because all of the new magical girls they introduce are designed by the original character designer, Yume Aoki. And this takes place is pseudo-canon, and it has where it takes place too. I think it's on the 3rd loop for Homura, because Homura still has her glasses in this. Like the Homura you get is the moe Homura with like the glasses, and the one who's like super shy and cute.
Yeah, and she's got the braids in her hair. And
that's the Homura in this game. And that's when this takes place. So the witch system is still in place too. Spoilers for Madoka Magica. I apologize. But that's when this takes place, and it has a lot of cool stuff that it introduces. You know what? It's like it's stuff that the show never touched on, and I'm glad it did, because unlike the show where the main characters were kind of like newbies, the main characters here are all veterans, all of them. They've been at it for like a couple of months too. In one case, there's one that's been like a magical girl for like 5 years. So we have a cast of veteran magical girls who have been. So basically, it's like we get more details into like the daily life of a magical girl and how they hunt, how they live, how they learn to deal with it. You have a magical girl cult in this.
Okay.
A group of magical girls who know about Kyubei's little deception are trying to help awaken and like try to help save magical girls. They're called the Wings of the Magius, and you fight them. And there's a magical girl civil war going on right now.
That's what you told me about the other day. You were like freaking out about it.
It's the coolest fucking thing, because the one thing Madoka Magica did not have in spades was magical girls versus other magical girls, which I think it would be. It's cool as shit, because there's a stuff, because the play it where I am right now, the main characters are fighting these two magical girls who are twins, and they have and they both attack via flute and via music, and one of them buffs the other one, and one of them debuffs you. So you basically have two twins. So basically, you have two fucking twin magical girl flute players who are in the corner fucking playing their Pied Piper shit, and you're like dying pretty much.
That's cool, I guess.
Go play this game, it's cool.
Well, yes, Matt, but what if I have my double SR cheer Nico and I get my regular R dance Nico, and I'm like, God damn it, the cheer Nico's better, but the dance Nico has a higher hit rate, and her skills are better, okay? Because you're talking about gacha games, and you haven't mentioned the king of gacha, me. I play so many fucking gacha games, dude. I play all of the Love Live ones. I play Ben
That
Dream.
doesn't surprise me.
I play the Bungo Stray Dogs one.
Yeah, you played. What even was that one called?
I wanted to pick it up, but I just didn't, because I was like, fuck it, I already have one. I don't want to submit myself to another one.
It is called, 1 second, let me get it up real quick.
It's called Dead Apple. Wait.
No, Dead Apple's the movie.
I know that's the movie. I'm just
nice try. It's really good. Also, it is called, that's the OP, Tales of the Lost.
Tales of the Lost. I just looked up on fucking Google Play.
Yes, but I have it on a phone, so you know. Gacha games are great, especially when they have different types. When it's like, yeah, I could use my super rare Homeda. I could use my 5-star Homeda, or I can use my 5-star Homeda wearing an Easter Bunny costume, and she has different skills.
You can change costumes for the girls in this, but it's only on the home screen, because you can have your favorite girls and you can talk to them. Yeah, that's the weeby part of the game that you can do. But
I want to die.
All right, Spencer, what have you been playing recently?
Yeah, what have you... I know you have one thing in particular you want to talk about, and you're going to go on about it forever, so I'm just going to say, keep it as brief as you can.
Okay. So
but, what have you been playing?
The game that he's obviously talking about is Uno for the Xbox 360.
Bro, that's my shit. What are you talking about?
I'm also joking. I don't own an Xbox 360. Never owned Microsoft console.
I played that like 3 weeks ago, and it was hella fun.
Uno. No, I recently picked up Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
Just like most of the Western and Eastern... Most of the world, let's be real, because they've been sold out on this shit everywhere.
Yes, I know. It's really good. Honest to God, it is really, really, really good. Let's go over some bullet points, like to keep this brief. Number 1, they have feet. Like actual human legs.
I would hope they do.
Do you not remember fucking Awakening and Fates?
Oh yeah, they didn't have feet. I forgot about that.
The feet came to they were like 3 pixels long. Wide,
I mean, it was on the 3DS, so
they made fucking Luigi's feet on the 3DS. Like, come on, it's not difficult. They have feet. A really fun, at least the part that I'm at. I'm not actually that far, all things considered. I'm only like 3 months in. I haven't got the time skip, but it's so the way it breaks down is it's by months, and on Monday you teach class, and you can basically tutor your students in certain things. You can give them work goals, which is basically you put 2 people on like a job, like weeding or taking care of the horses or taking care of the sky horses, and they get money, and they also get expertise points in certain things like heavy armor if they pick up rocks or like something like that, or like horsemanship if they take care of the horses. And then you start to lecture, and when you lecture, people will come up to you and they'll be like, "Hey, I know you have me training for bows and swords, but I really, really would like to do something with magic. So can I do magic?" And you get the option to like change their focus towards like reason and faith compared to like sword and bow. And then the week goes on, and on the weekends you can either explore, which allows you to talk to everybody, do side quests, cook food, raise all of the people's morale. Go on like side battles where you can like raise up your levels, gain some support, and like get like some like booleans for like some extra cash. Or you can go to a guest lecture, it selects a number of interested students that have good enough morale that go to a lecture from one of the other teachers, and then at the end of the month or the second last week, depending on like when the actual holiday or mission falls, you have your main mission, your story mission, where you go ahead and you do a big battle that's all about the story and all that. And with your squad, now I picked the Golden Deer.
There's been so many goddamn arguments in the Discord over which faction is the best, and I'm just fucking sick of it.
Okay, Adam is retarded, and he's pretending that the Black Eagles are like a fucking communist group when they're not.
I can't believe you just said that.
On this podcast, on this
Christian podcast.
Adam is not sufficient in intelligence.
There, that's better.
My apologies. The Western Alliance is the most chill, and they're just like, yeah, we're not run by like the church or by like an emperor. We're just a bunch of like merchants and dukes and stuff that kind of got together and it's like, hey, we're sick and tired of all this fucking bullshit that's happening. Let's make our own place. And all the dukes went, yeah. And then they went to war. Golden Deer's great. Fear the Deer. But also, an interesting thing is, since obviously they don't have the children thing so far, there's no time travel bullshit happening, you can just walk up to other students, and if your skills are high enough, you can be like, hey, do you want to join my class? And they'll be like, fuck yeah. So you can just start stealing people from other people's houses. And it's like, you were a blue lion. No. You're part of the Golden Deer now. And it's great. It's really fun. It's the perfect mix of like, it's not like Awakening where there was some challenge, but it was pretty easy once you just boosted everybody. But it's not like but it's not like oh my god, what's it called, Shadow Dragons or that?
Yeah.
Shadows of Valencia, like those ones where it's like fucking stupid difficult for no reason. It's a pretty good balance. Aside from that, the voice acting is good. You will find a best girl in all the houses, but there will only be one best girl, and that is Ingrid, and I will fight you.
Making a call-out post on his Twitter.com.
Shadow the Hedgehog, he pissed on my fucking wife.
You got a small dick.
A small dick.
Size of this walnut, except way smaller. And it's just, honestly, it's a good game. And it's so good that it's one of those games where I sat down and when I woke up, quote unquote, when I got back to my senses, I played for like 7.5 hours, and I'm like, oh, it's like 11:30.
Those are the best games, when you just sit down and start playing them and they make you lose track of time, because that's how you know you're invested.
Yeah, but it's a good game, and if you have a Switch and you're interested in turn-based strategy games, this is definitely a worthy pickup. Aside from that, I mean, a Chinese visual novel called Will, where you basically, you're a god, and when somebody, like, and people send you letters to solve their problems, and you have to, like go through their letters, and, like, you can, like, take and, like, mix up events. So, like, one of the events is just, like, somebody is, like, going into a hallway, and then you're basically reading two letters of a teacher and a student, and the teacher is, like, sad, his wife's dead, and he like tries to paint, he doesn't take anything, so, like, he locks his door and goes to bed, and then you read the letter of the student who's like, it was dark, I heard that a noise coming down the stairs, so I grabbed my tennis racket and I clutched it, and I went to check the door, but the door was locked. So when the person crossed the door, the corner, I hit him with my tennis racket really hard and killed him. So you have to be like, okay, wait a second. So teacher guy, you will forget to lock your door. Girl, you will get into the house. Awesome, solve the problem. Everybody survives.
Excellent.
Great. Cool.
Yes. Now, talk about Satan.
What?
That Dragon Ball guy is basically Satan.
We'll get
Janemba.
We'll get to that. But I guess it's time for me to move on to what I've been playing. Yes. I've actually been playing a lot these past few weeks because I've been dabbling in a couple different games. Not going to spend too much time on them, but firstly, last night I went back to Destiny because Destiny is actually good now. And it has been for several years, but
yes, it has.
I never got to play the Rise of Iron expansion, so I went back and started playing that last night. And while I don't like it as much as the Taken King that I played back in the day, mainly because with Rise of Iron they reuse a lot of old environments instead of making in a completely new environment with the Dreadnought like Taken King did. I'm still enjoying it quite a bit because Destiny is just fun to play, and the gunplay itself is just super satisfying. On top of that, this expansion's giving me really good loot. Like, I'm getting, like, lower ranked loot, like, common loot that's better than some of my legendary shit, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. Just give me more numbers. That's what I want. And on top of that, I really like the actual story in this expansion with they go into a lot of lore with the Iron Lords that are basically like the gods of Destiny that have been, forsaken. Yeah. It's really good. But I played like an hour or two of that last night, and I'm like, man, I remembered why I like Destiny because it's actually kind of fun.
Destiny's good.
Yeah, Destiny is good now. If you want to play Destiny, play it now because it's the best it's ever been.
The problem with games like this, like the loot shooters, is that you have to wait for them. Like I say, wait a year to play. Yeah,
exactly. Like when Destiny 3 comes out, wait a year until the first expansion comes out, and then jump right into it.
like Division 2. It's actually pretty decent now. Actually,
Division 2 is decent compared to that. The only game where I will say that unfortunately nothing can save it is Anthem.
Yeah.
At this point,
Anthem was the problem is that it's been abandoned. Although they stealth release a patch that I didn't know
they
about.
Did a 20 gigabyte patch.
So technically they are still updating. They're just not telling us when. So Anthem, I will still give the year thing to. I don't know if it's going to be saved.
Who knows?
I don't know. Anthem, it's $20 right now.
It's fucking $20. Like, come on.
Yeah. So was the Division. So is the first Division at least. So this seems to be a common play with loot shooters.
Just wait a year until after they come out, and then it'll probably be good.
Just wait a year. And so Division 2 is good now. Anthem, wait a year.
It'll probably be good. It might be good.
Wait a year for whenever Destiny 3 comes out, and whatever that, because that will inevitably happen.
But anyway, on top of that, I've also been playing this game, which got quite a pop in the Discord when I said I was playing it. Psychonauts.
Yeah.
Psychonauts is fucking good. Like, I haven't played Psychonauts in 5 years, and I was just like, you know what? I'm really excited for Psychonauts 2 to come out. I might as well replay Psychonauts to, quell my hype. And guess what? Psychonauts is a really fucking good platformer. And if you haven't played Psychonauts, it's available on basically everything now. You can just get it super cheap and just play it. Do it because it's so worth it. It's got that iconic Tim Schafer weirdness, but it never delves too far into obscurity or absurdness that it becomes overbearing. It's the right amount of wacky quirkiness, and the platforming in itself is actually really solid, and it encourages exploration because you have to go around the levels and find tags for the emotional baggage, and you have to get figments and all that stuff. It encourages you to explore these linear levels as much as you can. The only thing I don't quite like about Psychonauts that I think is a little dated is the controls are a bit wonky. Specifically, jumping with Raz feels really heavy for some reason, and it never feels like he gets the proper momentum or height that he should get. Other than that, I love this game, and if you have the chance to play it, please do. And then there's this game that I wasn't expecting to enjoy quite as much as I did, but I'm really enjoying it. It's a game called Void Bastards, and if you're not familiar with Void Bastards, if you have Game Pass, play it because it's on there. But Void Bastards is an FPS roguelike where you explore a solar system and raid ships along the way. And it's really cool, really interesting. You start out on a star map and you go between a bunch of different ships. You can pick and choose which ships you want to go to, and then you raid them. And the visual style in this game is really interesting because I don't know if it's rotoscoped or if it's just really intricate cell shading, but that's what it looks like. It looks like everything is rotoscoped 3D models, which it looks really nice. But the enemies in the worlds themselves, in the ships, are pixel art. So it's this really interesting contrast between styles. And on top of that, it has a huge comic book motif. Everything's cel-shaded. All the cutscenes are told through comic panels. The actual game itself, while you're playing, is framed within a comic panel. So it's really cool, really interesting, visually striking. The shooting itself is pretty rudimentary, but honestly, this game, to me, emphasizes exploration over shooting, because the whole point is that you're going through the star system, hitting ship after ship, raiding them for supplies that you need to progress to the next ship. And it has survival and strategy elements thrown in there, because you have to keep in mind how much food you have, what your fuel supply is at, and every time you travel to a new ship, you spend a day traveling there, which depletes your fuel and your food. So you have to watch those. And on top of that, your health doesn't replenish between trips. So you have to keep in mind how much health you have. If you want to replenish your health by eating a day's supply of food, you just spend a day docked eating so that you can bring your stats back up. And that goes into the actual raids themselves when you're going through the ships, because you have to, going in, be aware, okay, how much food do I have? How much fuel do I have? What's my health at? Does this ship have a healing station where I can replenish my health? Does it have a food supply because I'm running low on food? Is there any fuel here because I can't jump to the next ship? So it's this really interesting blend of roguelike exploration with really intricate strategy elements that keeps you on your toes and constantly thinking. And honestly, that's the best thing I can say about it, because even on ships where there was like really nothing there was nothing to raid, there were no supplies, I had to keep in mind what exactly I was getting into, because there's also enemies on the ship, and each ship has its own class of enemies. One ship might have no enemies, the other might have like a ton of really high level enemies that you're not prepared to fight. So you always have to be on your toes and thinking, and I really like that about this game. So if that sounds interesting to you, play it, because it's super cheap, and again, it's on Game Pass. So if you have that, go pick it up on Xbox or PC. It's really worth your time. And then on top of that, I've been playing a couple fighting games because EVO season. The fighting game community is in high spirits right now, so I've been playing some fighting games over the last week. 2 in particular, both of which have had major DLCs released. The first of which is Smash Ultimate. We all know the fucking hero debacle that's been going on in the meta the last few weeks. This bitch is capital B busted. In every sense of the word.
All DLC characters at launch.
Hero, though, is like a super big exception, because he is particularly busted. Because
he got released. I went onto YouTube and all I could see was Hero banned ? Hero 0 to death. Hero 70 to death 2-hit combo. Hero 60 to death 2-hit combo. I'm like, fuck, dude, this is a new type of shit.
Let me explain. Hero is staying true to his Dragon Quest origins. Like 80% of his moveset is based on RNG. He has a 1 in 8 chance of getting a critical hit on any of his smash attacks, but you don't know when it will happen. He has a chance of getting a critical hit on some of his special moves too, particularly Hatchet Man. If that shit hits, it could kill you at 0. I'm not even joking. His down special brings up a spell menu where you get 4 choices out of 21, I think, possible moves, and every time you bring up the menu, it's randomized. So you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes it could be piss poor options. Sometimes you could have like 2 or 3 different moves that can kill at 0, just randomly. Like, I think there's one, I think it's Whack, where it's a little shadow projectile, where it has a pretty likely chance that it can kill at 0 if it hits, and I have seen numerous clips on Twitter of that shit, and the tags are always, yeah, I hate this. Thanks, I hate it. But
Okay.
if you're not one of those people who views Smash as a competitive only experience, Hero is so much fucking fun. Josh and I have been playing online the past week or so, doing Hero v Hero matches, and we've been having a ton of fun just fucking tilting each other with this RNG bullshit. It's so much fun. Like, again, if you're just a casual Smash player and you don't care about competitive viability, Hero is, like, probably the funnest character in Smash right now just because of how random his moveset is. So you literally never know what's going to happen when Hero is involved in a match. Literally anything could happen, and God, it's so much fun, but it's so much bullshit. And I think there was a point where Josh got so tilted, I honestly thought we weren't friends anymore because he was so mad. Because I think... But then he turned it right back around on me, and it was the funniest shit. He had a fully charged fireball, or I had a fully charged fireball, and he activated bounce, which is like a projectile shield. It bounces projectiles back. I didn't realize it because of my brain had a moment. So I shot my fully charged fireball at him. He deflected it back at me. So I got hit, which, by the way, it does 40% damage on its own. Crazy. So he deals 40% with my deflected fireball and then hits me with a critical. And I literally go 0 to 111 and die instantly. And I was like, that's enough Smash for today.
Okay, how badly do you think this man will be nerfed?
Oh, God, just wait. 5.0, when Banjo comes out, he's getting nerfed into the fucking ground. I'm calling it right now. I honestly think he's going to be... he's going to be unplayable after they nerf him, because Sakurai is going to be like, alright, I fucked up, sorry. And then he's going to nerf everything, and he's going to be totally useless. I'm calling it right now. But on top of that, the other game I've been playing is, of course, Dragon Ball FighterZ. One of my favorites, if not my favorite fighting games. I just recently got the second Fighters Pass, which means I've been playing catch-up on all the DLC characters I've been missing out on. And honestly, Season 2 is good, but nowhere near as good as Season 1. Like, Jiren is fun, but he's so unconventional I can't really get into a groove with him. Videl I had a lot of fun with, but she's not super powerful enough. Kid Goku, I have no idea how to fuck to use Kid Goku.
Kid Goku's great. I love him.
I have no idea how to fucking use him, even though he's got some really cool moves, and that Spirit Bomb is ridiculous.
I can tell you have problems playing smaller characters in that game, because you don't know how to use Teen Gohan either. So yeah,
Teen Gohan is fucking weird too. Like,
I can play Teen Gohan, so I know how to play Kid Goku, and Kid Goku's actually pretty great. Yeah. So like he's just really small, so you have to be very careful.
He's the smallest character in the game, which means if you're playing taller characters, a lot of your attacks will probably whiff and go right over his head.
It does too. So like he's actually kind of a bitch to fight too.
Yeah. Because you gotta go with Kid Goku, because he's so short. You gotta go for either overheads or lows, because standard neutral attacks probably won't even touch him, and it's ridiculous. Yeah, so I've been playing catch-up with that, and of course Janemba came out, and I'm going to talk about Janemba a little later on, because that's part of our news section. But easily the best DLC character since Vegito. He's really fun to play. He's super unconventional, but he's not too unconventional where he's difficult to learn. Once you rework your muscle memory and figure out how his moves work, he's actually super fun to play. But that's it in terms of games I've been playing. I've been playing a lot more than I did last time, so there's a lot to talk about. But it's time for us to wrap up this discussion with our discussion question of the week. If you're not familiar with this, I brought this back from when Banter first started. I'm going to pose a question to the group, and we're going to briefly discuss it. And I thought, since EVO just happened, and the fighting game community is all the rage right now, everyone's going crazy over fighting games, I figured, what better time to have a fighting game-related discussion question? And it's a very simple one, too. Probably won't take a whole lot of thinking. So, the discussion question for the week is, what is your favorite fighting game? And I'm gonna...
Simpsons Wrestling.
Shut the fuck up. Get out. Spencer, can we kick him?
I mean, he's an admin. He can just come back in.
Okay, well... So, discussion question of the week. What is your favorite fighting game? I'm going to start with Matt. And don't give me a bullshit joke answer like Simpsons Wrestling, you piece of shit.
What do you mean?
Fuck you.
All right. My actual answer, my favorite fighting game of all time is Mortal Kombat 10.
MKX.
MKX. I haven't played MK11. So do not... So I cannot say whether or not that it's better. I've heard very good things. Oh, I heard nothing but good things about it. So, but MKX is more. MK is my favorite fighting game franchise of all time. Up there with Guilty Gear and Smash, and I absolutely fucking love. I absolutely fucking love MK, and MKX is the most polished efforts in the entire series. You got the best fatalities. You got the best lineup of characters. You have the smoothest controls in the entire series. When you do combos, it feels so fucking nice. You have the best story in the series, a fighting game story that's not actually asked for once.
Who would have thought? Because a lot of people don't put effort into the stories in fighting games, but NetherRealm does.
Yeah, NetherRealm does. I also love Injustice. Justice is also great, but like MKX's story is fantastic. It's got, it has some of the absolute greatest guest characters in the history of fighting games. What other game can you say that you could be someone like Scorpion or Sub-Zero and you fight the Predator, or you could fight or you could fight Jason Voorhees or Leatherface or fucking the alien from Alien. It's fucking great. Easily my favorite fighting game is Mortal Kombat S. Like I have so much fun playing Mortal Kombat in general because those games are just ridiculously fun because I just like seeing like fucking a character's spine get ripped out of their back. Or shit. But that's what I'm going. I'm going with Mortal Kombat S. I absolutely fucking love it. So
very respectable choice and one that I can agree on. Spencer.
I was going to say something sarcastic like fucking Blade
Sonic
Blue.
the Fighters. Just do it. Why not?
Sonic the Fighters is actually not a bad game, though.
It's actually not.
But I'm going to say two things. One, this fighting game is brought to you by these sponsors.
Oh.
I didn't realize it was time for sponsors.
That's right. Coming up, it's Atlas.
Oh, okay.
Second up is Arc System Works.
Yeah, I know exactly where this is going. I figured.
Let's start the game, shall we?
I figured.
Persona 4 Arena Ultimate.
I fucking knew it. I called it.
So, you said fighting games don't have good stories.
A lot of them don't.
I took umbrage to that because I could go with P4A, because P4A has a good story as well. But P4AU has one of the best stories in a fighting game. Period. So it is a Arc System Works game in which I don't ever made a bad game. Or they've made like one bad game. But it is a fighting game. Sorry, Arc Systems fighting games in general. It's a fighting game in which you take control of Persona 4, some of Persona 3, and I think one Persona 2 character. And you play a fighting game in the Persona universe using the Persona style. So you have your normal attacks, and then you have your Persona attacks, Persona Light, Persona Heavy, Heavy, Light. And however, they add in the details from the Persona games into a fighting game. So you have, if you knock them out of a block, you have one mores, you have all-out attacks, you have like these things that are in the game that make sense from a fighting game perspective to put in. But there's also the mass color selection and the story that basically actually fits really well into Persona 4 and Persona 3 too as well. But it's a really fun game. At the end, the win quotes are really well done. The dramatic finishes are amazing, in which you have Chie literally run up to somebody and just punt them into the sky. P4AU is really good. If I was going to give a runner-up, it would be Skullgirls.
Skullgirls is a very good choice, too.
Skullgirls
is a very, very good fighting game. that unfortunately nobody talks about.
At least
Not
not
anymore, at least. Yeah.
Like, hey, Second Encore, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
Second Encore.
It's Second Encore.
It's fucking pretty cheap on Steam.
Yeah.
Pick up
And PS4 too.
Yeah, and PS4. Pick up Skullgirls. It's worth your time. If you like 30s and 1920s aesthetic movie fighting games, you'll enjoy this. Really good.
Okay. Both respectable choices. In terms of my favorite fighting game, you don't even have to think about it. If you know me, you know what it is. Come on. Come on. It's fucking
Dragon Ball Fight.
It's fucking Dragon Ball Fighters. And it's not just because it's Dragon Ball and my bias, although that is a very big reason why I do love this game. It's everything that is built around it. The aesthetics are fucking incredible. I honestly think this is the best looking fighting game I've ever seen outside of some of the more realistic ones like Mortal Kombat. The visual style is fucking gorgeous, and I love it so much, especially since once you realize that it's all 3D model work that just looks like 2D because they fucking put their heart and soul into it. God damn it. The main reason why I will always say this is my favorite fighting game of all time is because of its actual fighting mechanics. And the problem I have with a lot of fighting games is that the mechanics are usually a bit too stiff to really get into. Of course, you have professional scenes for all these games, like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. I always feel like, me personally, the mechanics are a little too stiff to really learn the ins and outs of the game, because I'm trying to learn combos and different tech stuff, and nothing seems to be working because the timing is so strict and the movement is so clunky. I just can't get into them the way I want to. Fighters, on the other hand, I think is the most fluid fighting game I've ever played in my fucking life, because every little movement you make, every normal, every special, every super, is so goddamn fluid in its movement. It took me a span of a week or two to start learning the ins and outs of fighters, and I've never done that with a fighting game before. I've never been able to do that. But within 2 weeks of me playing it for the first time, I was learning jump cancels and overhead tech, snapbacks, all that shit. To the point where now, a year and a half later, I won't say I'm the best at the game, but I'm a very intermediate player. I know my shit, I know the tech, I know how to work this system. And it's just so much fun when you do an instant air dash into an overhead to open up their block, and then you do some lows to get them up in the air, do some jump cancels, super dash up into the air with them, do an air combo, bring them back down to the ground, maybe throw some assists in there to extend it, and then finish it off with a level 3. It's just so goddamn gratifying, so fucking satisfying. It makes me feel like I am the most powerful man on the fucking planet because I beat some 12-year-old online in my anime fighting game. But I digress. Well, other people probably feel that way, seeing as how many people rage quit on me.
Yeah,
Clearly the
really
goddamn
good.
anime points are more important than playing the actual game, but I digress.
It's really good when, I hit you with one neutral, and then you fucking...
And then you unplug your fucking router.
And then I unplug my router because I'm that pissed off because I hit you with a neutral, and then you went, yeah, fuck you, person who's played this game twice.
Yeah.
Jump cancel, super dash, jump cancel, super dash, medium, low, medium, level 3. Oh, did you want to play the game? Nah, fuck you.
I mean, you're not wrong, but...
Wow.
But yeah, I absolutely love Dragon Ball FighterZ in every aspect. Visuals, sound, gameplay. Easily the best fighting game I've ever played in my life. Easily the most accessible game, where the mechanics are easy enough to learn, but it has that extra level of depth if you're willing to look for it. So... that's mainly the reason why I adore this game so much, is because it's catered to both casual and hardcore. Anyone could pick up this game and play it and enjoy the hell out of it. You don't have to know what you're doing. You can just mash buttons and it's still the funnest thing on the fucking planet. So, because of that, I really adore Dragon Ball FighterZ, and I am proud to say it is my favorite fighting game. With that said, that wraps up our general discussion. A very hefty hour-long discussion, but a good one. But if we're ready, it's time to go into the news. We got a lot of fucking news to cover, boys, so hold on to your butts. So we got a bunch of big stories. Obviously, EVO happened. There was a bunch of shit that happened there. And on top of that, we have a huge fucking scandal that we need to cover at the end here. But because we have so much to cover, I request that no one interrupt me while I'm covering the news. No one go too off topic. Let's try and keep this as brief as we possibly can, because I don't want to be here for another 3 hours covering the news.
All right.
But let's get right into it. Starting with our first story here. I threw this in at the beginning because it's just fucking stupid, and I really want to talk about it, because it's going to be a good laugh. Sony and Kojima released a new Death Stranding trailer, which introduced a new character called Heartman, and you guys need to hear about this guy, so let's read.
Oh, no.
Also, real quick, the news site I use for our news, EGM, did a makeover, and they completely reworked all their visuals and their layout, and they look really nice now, so look at it, it's really nice. Anyway, let's get into this article. Death Stranding trailer introduces Heartman. Sony and Kojima Productions have released a new trailer for Death Stranding that introduces us to Heartman. Heartman is a member of Bridges whose heart stops every 21 minutes.
What the fuck?
The character, who is played by Danish director Nicholas Winding Refn, spends his days consuming books, television shows, and music that fit into the 21-minute window. Upon dying, Heartman has 3 minutes on the other side before being resuscitated. As he explains, the 21 minutes he spends alive are downtime while he waits to return to his search on the other side. My body may be present, but my soul is on the beach, he says. I'm already dead. Death Stranding releases November 8th for PS4.
Well, I think it's fitting that this guy is played by the director of Drive, because this is pretentious as
Is this really the director of Drive?
Nicholas Winding Refn is the director of Drive, Only God Forgives, and the Neon Demon. And yes, he plays a character who is in the game and consumes media for 21 minutes, dies.
And then dies!
And then gets brought back to
and then he spends 3 minutes on the other side and then comes back and repeats the cycle all over again. Oh my god. I threw this in here because it's so fucking funny.
Why would Kojima?
I said this to Spencer before we started recording. If this doesn't summarize Kojima as a person, I don't know what does.
You know what? No. I know why this probably happened, okay? Kojima was sitting in his house, and he's like, I'm going to watch Drive. And he's like, this is a good movie. And he went on Twitter, and he did Twitter movie review things where he's like, Drive is a good movie, it has a good character.
I think he actually did that recently for Neon Demon. I think that's how this happened.
Okay.
He saw Neon Demon.
But this is how it always fucking happens. He's like, I like Pan's Labyrinth. And then in comes Guillermo del Toro, and he's like, well, guess you're in my fucking game now.
Guess you're in my weird artsy video game.
And Guillermo's like, sure.
We're best friends now.
But this is 100% the kind of man who watched Neon Demon, went on Twitter, wrote a review about Neon Demon, and realized, oh wait, I could probably just get him to be in my game. But what character should he play? Well, I already have a postman who has to strap a baby to his chest. I already have a woman who eats young babies. I already have Guillermo del Toro as a steered man cradling a baby. I already have Mads Mikkelsen as an evil ghost-type baby killer man. I got it. Drive, Neon Demon, he dies in 21 minutes.
Probably like Matt did when he was watching Drive.
And
it was years ago, Shane.
I'm never gonna let you live that down until you rewatch it.
His fucking wife is probably on Twitter, and she's just like, "Yes, honey, good job. I got to meet whatever that guy's name is." And Kojima's like, "You don't understand, woman.
You don't understand
this is Drive. He directed Drive. 21 minutes. Do you get me? 21 minutes."
So yeah,
And then Jeff Kurtzman, or sorry, Jeff Keighley. Jeff Keighley is in the background, fucking looking at a picture of Kojima and jacking off.
I swear to God, if Jeff Keighley ends up in this fucking game, I'm gonna lose it.
If Jeff Keighley ends up in this game, I might cancel my pre-order to pre-order.
Everyone's based on a director in this game, so we have Del Toro, we got Ren. Who fucking else do we need to fucking...
Tarantino.
Oh, God, put Tarantino in Death Stranding.
Uwe Boll.
Uwe Boll!
Fuck it.
Fucking...
Who made Cloud Atlas?
Fuck it. The Wachowskis.
Yeah,
put in the Wachowskis, dude. Yeah.
Joel and Ethan Coen.
Denis Villeneuve.
The guy who did the other guy, the guy that's
Kojima's just gonna put himself in the game again.
Kojima, I'm pretty sure Kojima's in the game. He was in MGS5. He's going to be in this game.
What the fuck? Who made Slumdog Millionaire?
Danny Boyle.
Danny Boyle, put him in there.
Oh, fucking this. Kojima needs to stop.
It's so funny.
Kojima needs to stop before he just makes a video game rendition of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
So yeah, I just threw this in here right at the beginning because I read this and I laughed for like 5 minutes. So
you know what, Shane? Sometimes I wish that I could consume media for 21 minutes straight and then die.
Fucking drop dead.
For like 6 minutes and then come back for another 21 minutes.
But anyway, that's the new Death Stranding character. I still don't know what this game is, but November's gonna be fun. November's gonna be fun on Twitter, I can tell you that right now. But, let's move on. We have several release date related stories, so I'm gonna clump them all together and go through these briefly. Starting with, I think, the least interesting one. New Super Lucky's Tale is arriving on the Switch in November, so let's read. New Super Lucky's Tale will launch on Nintendo Switch on November 8th, developer Playful Studios has announced. The platformer follows protagonist Lucky on his quest to rescue the Book of Ages from Jinx and his kitty litter. Players will have to navigate 3D hub world story-based levels, 2D side-scrolling challenges, and puzzles while on their journey. In addition to revealing the release date, Playful shared a new trailer that shows off some of the levels and enemies that appear in the game. So November 8th for Lucky's Tale on Switch. This game is very good, and if you like colorful, kid-friendly 3D platformers, play this fucking game. It's gonna be on Switch. It's good. It's a hoot.
I like Lucky.
Lucky's Tale is a fun game.
It is a fun game. But moving on, this one is kind of a surprise because it came out of nowhere. I don't know if either of you are familiar with the Grandia series.
Yes.
I am. I've heard of it, but never played it.
Well, apparently, the Grandia HD collection is coming to the Switch next week.
Oh, fuck.
So let's read. Grandia HD Collection will be available on Nintendo Switch on August 16th, Gung Ho Online Entertainment America has announced. As you can see, this official Twitter page posted this. Two ancient evils have awoken. Two unlikely heroes embrace their destiny. Grandia and Grandia 2 joined forces in the Grandia HD Collection for Nintendo Switch on August 16th. The collection includes remastered versions of Grandia and Grandia 2 with enhanced UI, sprites, textures, and cinematics. Both games also feature both English and Japanese audio support. Grandia HD Remaster will also be coming to PC at a later date with support for widescreen monitors, remapping controls, and Steam achievements, while the currently unavailable Grandia 2 Anniversary Collection will be renamed to Grandia 2 HD Remaster. So this just kind of came out of nowhere. I know nothing about Grandia, but I know it's an older series that a lot of people adore. It's like cult status at this point.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah. And the fact that they're fully remastering both Grandia 1 and 2 and just slapping them on the eShop, just, hey, Nintendo, just take my money, please. Why not? I just threw this in here because I was like, man, that kind of came out of nowhere. That's pretty cool. But let's move on to our next one. Another surprise, which honestly, I never thought this game would be ported to Switch, at least not at this point, but I digress. Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition is coming to Nintendo Switch. Let's read. THQ Nordic has announced that the Definitive Edition of Darksiders 2 will make its Nintendo Switch debut on September 26th. The second entry in the Darksiders series focuses on death. After being awakened by the end of days, the second horseman of the apocalypse sets out on a mission to save the planet and redeem his brother's name. While the Definitive Edition includes all of the DLC released for the original game, reworks loot and overall game balance, and features improved graphics, lighting, and shadows. Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition is now available on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. So yeah, Darksiders 2 is coming to the Switch, which...
I just want to bring up the fact that, like, those two games have the best titles.
Oh, yeah.
Definitive Edition for Darksiders 2, and Darksiders 1 is called War Master.
Yeah, War Master. Very unique remaster titles.
Like, Definitive is my favorite, though, because it's like, that was just made to be remade.
Yeah.
Good games, by the way. Those are good games.
Yeah, I played Darksiders 1. I never got around to playing Darksiders 2.
2, in my opinion, it's better, but it's more open.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
It's less of a hack and slash and more of a...
like an action RPG.
Yeah, part platforming, part action RPG.
Yeah.
Each Darksiders game, because they're all different protagonists, they have different styles of gameplay, which I think is really cool. Darksiders 3, you play as
Wrath.
And because of that, the gameplay in that's a lot faster than the prior games.
Because her weapon of choice is the whip.
Yeah.
And then you have War, who is this fucking super, like, Gears of War, like, buff guy.
Yeah, big hulking brute.
Big hulking brute. And then you have Death, who uses, obviously, well, he uses a bunch of weapons, but you start with the scythes, so he's a lot more just up in the air, quick, jump. And then you have Famine, which is my favorite, which is a cowboy who uses a gun.
Of course. How did I fucking know?
He uses a gun, dude. It's awesome.
Yeah, but the Darksiders games are really good, and I very much appreciate the fact that they reinvent themselves every time they release one of these games. So if you haven't played Darksiders 2 and you have a Switch, it comes out on September 26th, so maybe look into that. Moving on, we were talking about Skullgirls a little earlier. The developer of Skullgirls, Lab Zero Games' new game, Indivisible, finally has a release date after so many goddamn years. So, let's read. Indivisible will launch both physically and digitally for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC on October 8th in North America and October 11th in Europe, followed by Switch sometime in 2019. Publisher 505 Games and developer Lab Zero Games announced. Steam pre-orders are available now and include bonus items such as Ajna's Pet Taper Roti, which will follow players on their adventure to save the world of Loka, and exclusive character skins inspired by other Valve games, as well as a Portal companion cube. Pre-orders for additional platforms will begin soon. An updated demo of Indivisible showcasing the never-before-seen level Tai Krung City will be playable for members of the press at Gamescom 2019, which runs from August 20th to 24th, and also at PAX West 2019, which runs from August 30th to September 2nd. So here's a brief overview of Indivisible for those who are unaware with the game. Created by Lab Zero Games, the developers behind the million-plus selling cult favorite fighting game Skullgirls, Indivisible features ultra-rare, real-time party fighter mechanics, spanning a fantastical world with dozens of player characters, a rich storytelling experience, and gameplay that's easy to learn but difficult to matter. They meant master. Nice typo there, Gamatsu. Good job. Indivisible revolves around Ajna, a good-natured tomboy with a rebellious streak. I love her already. Raised by Raised by her father on the outskirts of their rural town, her life is thrown into chaos when her home is attacked and a mysterious power awakens within her. The game's huge fantasy world characters and aesthetic design are inspired by various cultures and mythologies. Throughout Ajna's quest, she'll encounter many incarnations, people she can absorb into herself and manifest to fight alongside her. There are many incarnations to recruit, each with their own story and personality. By uniting people from faraway lands, Ajna will learn more about herself, the world she inhabits, and most importantly, how to save it. So this game has been on people's radars for years at this point. I remember all the way back in 2016, the Kickstarter launch, and there was that Kickstarter demo that people were playing on YouTube.
Yeah.
This game has been in development for a while, and every time we heard something about it, there was never a release date attached to it. It kept getting delayed and delayed, pushed further and further back. But now, it's nice to know that it's actually coming out, and relatively soon. October 8th is only 2 months away. So, the fact that this game is actually coming out now is very good news, because it looked very interesting. And for all you weebs out there, Studio Trigger animated an intro for this game. So, there you go. There you go. If you don't care about this game at all, that's all the incentive you need. Just buy the game just to watch the intro. But yeah, this game looks very interesting. Very unconventional in terms of its RPG-style combat. But I'm sure it will be a quality game. If anything, I have faith in them after Skullgirls, because that was nothing but quality. So, it's nice to know this game is coming out soon. Moving on. This story is for Josh. Unfortunately, the one podcast Josh couldn't make, but I threw it in here anyway because it is big news. We've known for a while that Monster Hunter World's Iceborne expansion will be coming early September to consoles, but there was not a release date for PC. Well, now Capcom has confirmed that the PC port of the expansion will be arriving in early 2019. So let's read. 2020, excuse me. Capcom has revealed that Monster Hunter World's Iceborne expansion will be coming to PC in January of 2020. As you can see this tweet from the official Monster Hunter Twitter. Get ready, hunters! Monster Hunter World Iceborne arrives on September 6th on PS4 and Xbox One. Steam version coming January 2020. This news will come as a little surprise to PC members, or PC players, who have been behind the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One releases in terms of events since launch. The expansion introduces a new location for hunters called Hoarfrost Reach, which is home to several new monsters, including the snow-swimming Beotodus. We read this every time we cover this fucking expansion. The Raging Bonbaro and the mysterious Elder Dragon Velkhana. There's also a new difficulty called Master Ranked, and new moves and combos for each of the game's 14 weapons. Iceborne will be released on PS4 and Xbox One on September 6th. So, the one time Josh can't make the podcast, this happens. Sucks to suck, buddy.
I play on PS4 anyways.
Yeah. I've been mainly covering the Iceborne PC stuff because of Josh, because I know he plays World on PC, and he's been waiting for this expansion. But yeah, it's coming to PC in January, so that's like, what, 4 months after the console? Yeah.
Yeah.
A little unfortunate if you're playing on PC, but there's nothing you can really do at this point. But it's nice to know that we have a definitive date for this thing now. So if you do play Monster Hunter World on PC, I'll look forward to January.
Hey, Shane.
Yeah.
You should pick up Monhunt.
I have it, and I played it right when it came out, and then I dropped it. I should go back to it.
You should go back and play Monhunt, dude.
I really should go back to it.
I've been playing Monster Hunter since Monster Hunter 2 because Monster Hunter 1 is trash.
I have played one Monster Hunter game, and that was Monster Hunter Generations. I didn't understand how to play it, and then I stopped. So that's how...
Understandable, considering Generations is one of the worst.
I only touched Generations. The only one I could play, so...
So, here's what I like about Capcom. I was going to say now, but they've recently done a complete 180 as a company, and it's really impressive to actually see them switch this much over 10 years ago. They were on their last legs.
We talk about this every time Capcom is brought up.
Yeah, but there is, at this point, not counting the Iceborne, there's about, I think, maybe 30 monsters to fight in Monhun World.
Mm-hmm.
Iceborne's going to add another about 15, which is good, and Capcom has stated that they're going to slowly bring out more monsters in future expansions, because Monhun 4 Ultimate, the one before this, had something like over 130 monsters to fight. And that was an issue when Monhun World came out. They were like, well, there's only like 30. What happened to the other ones? And they're like, well, it's a new system. We need to port them over. But Capcom has slowly been doing what they promised and is porting over the monsters. And if you haven't played Monhun, give it a chance. It's a real fun game. You just need to kind of get past the first, half hour.
Yeah.
Just to get used to it.
Yeah, you just gotta, you gotta get past the learning curve. Once you do, it's super fun.
Yeah.
I had to go check the AC. So I rushed off while you were talking. I apologize.
Is it cold, too cold, or too hot?
No,
there?
my fucking air conditioner is stupid, where it'll go into echo mode and just shut itself off, and then the house will be 80 fucking degrees. So I had to go check that real quick. It's on now. We're all good. So let's move on. I threw this in here with the release date stories because technically it is a release date. But it's not a release for a game, it's a release for a beta. Specifically, the beta for the new Modern Warfare. So, let's read. Activision has offered a first look at Call of Duty Modern Warfare's multiplayer and announced the start dates of the open beta. And trust me when we get to this, it's the most confusing fucking beta I think I've ever seen in my entire life. In the trailer, we get a look at a number of new features being introduced in this year's entry, including the ability to peek through doors, night vision, and the return of kill streaks. As mentioned above, Activision also shared details about an upcoming open beta for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. The beta will officially get underway on September 12th for pre-order customers on PS4. Following this, the beta will be open to all PS4 owners on September 14th. This first round of testing will come to a close on September 16th. A second beta weekend is scheduled to begin on September 19th. On September 19th and September 20th, all PS4 owners will be able to access the beta, but only pre-order customers on Xbox One and PC via Battle.net will be allowed in. The beta will then fully open for all platforms from September 21st through September 23rd. This second beta weekend will test crossplay between all platformers. Call of Duty Modern Warfare launches October 25th for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. So they needed a fucking chart to explain this goddamn beta. So
that was one of the most confusing things.
Okay, so September 12th through 13th, PS4 pre-order customers. Okay. September 14th through 16th, open PS4 beta, all PS4 users. Okay. September 19th through 20th, another PS4 open, all PS4 customers, and Xbox One and PC pre-orders. And then September 21st through the 23rd, all platforms are open. It's easy enough to understand until they get to the third test, where it's open on PS4, but also Xbox One and PC pre-orders. Why'd you have to mix and match that? Why couldn't you just make them separate dates?
Nah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. But anyway, Modern Warfare is getting a beta in September. At some point, you'll be able to play it. If you're looking forward to this new Modern Warfare, like I'm sure a lot of us are, go ahead and play that beta. It's going to be open for all consoles at the end of September. So I'm looking forward to it. I might actually play it. I don't know.
Just being able to see fucking Soap McTavish again and Captain Price. That's all I want.
So let's move on. I also threw this in here with the release date stuff because it's a release date that got pushed back. So let's read. Destiny 2's Shadowkeep expansion and New Light have been delayed. Bungie has announced a delay for Destiny 2's Shadowkeep expansion and its New Light free-to-play release. Both the expansion and a free-to-play version were due to release on September 17th, but now have been pushed back to October 1st. According to the developer, the team needs a bit of extra time to polish. This fall is the first step on a journey for what our team wants Destiny 2 to become, a place for you and your friends to play anytime, anywhere, owning the action, MMO, and RPG elements that we love about the game, and crushing barriers to entry for friends. We just need a bit of extra time to take the first step, Bungie explained. We didn't make this decision lightly. We know for some of you, us too, Destiny releases are events where you take time off of work or develop a sudden sickness that keeps you from school or work. We get it. A bunch of our team takes some time off to go on their own Destiny jacket quest. We're sorry for screwing up your plans, and we want to share this information as quickly as we could. Bungie is like cringe. I'm sorry. that was pretty cringe.
Bungie is cringe. They've always been.
Yo, dude, you just posted cringe.
You're going to lose subscriber. The developer also announced it is extending the Moments of Triumph by 3 weeks to September 17th and will be running an additional Iron Banner the week of September 17th. Finally, it was confirmed that the world first race for the Garden of Salvation raid will get underway on Saturday, October 5th. So yeah, not super exciting news, just an expansion for Destiny 2 got delayed. The more interesting part of this is that the free-to-play model got delayed too, which I actually looked into this New Light version, the free-to-play one. Apparently the entire game is free other than what's locked behind expansions. Even even some of the areas in the expansions are free to the free-to-play users. So they're basically opening up the entire game, and they're like, hey, you get the entire base game, you get all the raids, all the strikes, you get some of the expansion areas to explore, but all of those missions and raids that you have to pay for, sorry, you still have to pay for those. Everything else, though, is free. So I think that's a great step in the right direction for Destiny, and I think it's definitely going to extend its shelf life, because if you basically open up the entire game for free, I'm sure a lot of new players are going to come rolling in. It's nice to see, and I think now that Bungie is officially independent once again, and they're away from Activision, I think they're going to start making a lot of better decisions with Destiny, so that's nice to see. But that was the last of our release day stories, so let's move on to our next story. This one just kind of confused me. I was like, wait, really? Techland, the developers of Dying Light, have confirmed that Dying Light 2 will be a cross-generation game. So let's read.
Okay, just anyway.
Let me read the story first.
Yeah.
Techland revealed during a recent interview with WCCF Tech that Dying Light 2 will be released on Sony and Microsoft's next-generation consoles. In the interview, Techland's Chief Technology Officer, Powell Roletter, said that the team always has an eye on the latest toys, and that the plan since the beginning of production has been to make Dying Light 2 a cross-generation title. Roletter also mentioned that the aim is to run the game at full HD on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 Pro, but added that it's too early to specify exclusive features for more powerful consoles. The upcoming sequel puts players in control of Aiden Caldwell, an infected survivor. Players will have to make tough decisions throughout the game that will impact the last great human settlement while taking on the infected that appear when the sun goes down. Dying Light 2 is scheduled to launch in 2020 for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. So yeah, apparently, since the beginning of production for this game, they always intended to have it be cross-generation. So it's going to be released on PS4 and Xbox One, but also PS5 and Scarlet. Definitely was not expecting that for Dying Light 2 of all games. It's a very interesting development, to say the least. What do you guys think about this? The thing that gets me the most is that they say this was the plan from the beginning. We're advertising this as a current-gen game, but we're also releasing it on the next consoles, too. So, I don't understand why they would even bother, right?
I don't know. It feels like we planned from the beginning. Sure you did.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, exactly. Sure, Techland, that's exactly what you thought.
Yeah, sure you did.
So if the plan was really to have it be cross-generation from the beginning, why not just advertise it for the new consoles? Like, everyone's talking about them. They're more and more stuff is coming out about them every day, so why not just put all your marketing into that side? I don't know, man. I just found that really weird and interesting. Moving on, we got some microtransaction stories, boys.
Oh,
Everyone
boy.
loves those goddamn loot boxes, and you know what game needed them the most?
Youngblood?
Crash Team Racing.
Oh, God.
I heard about
Patty's
this.
video of this.
Let's read. CTR Nitro Fueled second Grand Prix begins this week. Microtransactions are coming. Activision and Beanox have announced that Crash Team Racing Nitro-fueled second Grand Prix event Back in Time will get underway on Friday, August 2nd. So it started last week, actually. With the Back in Time Grand Prix and trophies, time-bending staff has thrown Crash and the gang back to the days where dinosaurs roamed the land. And they soon find out things look much more fake back in these prehistoric times. Activision is so cringe, too. God damn it, stop posting cringe. As with the first Grand Prix, Back in Time will see the introduction of a new racetrack called Prehistoric Playground. According to Activision, this newest track features Jurassic-sized flora, violent geysers bursting from the ground, caves with mysterious wall paintings, and of course, giant dinosaurs roaming the land. In addition to a new track, players can earn some new cosmetic items by filling their nitro gauge. A total of 18 items are on offer, including the Nostalginator and Mammoth Carts, the dashing fake Crash skin, Baby T is a playable character, and the fake Baby T skin. There will also be a number of new items to pick up from the pit shop, or pit stop, my apologies, in exchange for Wumpa coins. During the Grand Prix, players can purchase baby versions of Crash and Coco, the Probolot cart, and several new skins. Wumpa coins are earned by completing races and battle modes. However, the blog posted that Wumpa coin bundles will be introduced in early August that can be purchased with real money. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel is now available on Xbox One, PS4, and Switch. Talk about tone deaf, right? But I honestly expect nothing less from Activision at this point.
I expect nothing less than the games industry, from the games industry in general.
The thing that gets me about this, though, is that ever since the EA debacle, loot boxes and microtransactions have become less and less common. More and more developers are throwing them outright. Like, just throwing them away. We don't need this shit anymore. So, of course, leave it up to Activision to be like, hey, you got this remake of this Crash Bandicoot kart racer from the late 90s? Do you guys want to spend real money to buy cosmetics? Here, let me back up real quick so I can emphasize this. No! This just screams the most tone-deaf thing I've ever fucking seen. Like, of all the games that need microtransactions, Crash Team Racing? Really, Activision? This is your fucking cash cow?
I mean, this theory obviously is not the Crash Team's fault.
Yeah, we have to emphasize this. This is not a Crash issue. This is an Activision issue.
What's the company's name that made the remake?
Beanox.
Beanox. This is not Beanox's fault. Because if it was their fault, then they would have just put it in since the beginning. Right? Yeah. This is something that an Activision man in a suit came down on Beanox and said, listen, people are playing the game, they're having fun, you get a bunch of coins for doing certain things, they're buying stuff, but a lot of people don't want to play the game to get the cool thing. What if we let people pay real money to get the opportunity to buy the cool thing? Maybe.
Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you know what does it perfectly? Games like Warframe. Warframe doesn't have... it has microtransactions, but also Warframe is a free-to-play game. and it's mostly for cosmetics. But what Warframe has is these kind of like battle pass type things where you're given a set of challenges. Crash Team had it as well, actually. You have a set of challenges, and you get points for completing the challenges. And once you get a certain number of points, then you unlock things. But once that challenge period's done, you can't get that stuff anymore.
So they already had a system in the game that gave you money to buy shit in the store, but they're like, yeah, that's not enough. You guys want to spend real money? You want to give us your mom's credit card? 6-year-old who's playing Crash Team Racing and wants that fucking baby Coco? Just give us your mother's credit card information, the 3 wacky numbers on the back, and the expiration date, and we'll take it from here. It's so stupid. Of all the games that needed it, this was definitely not the one. And I planned this. I did some planning ahead of time. Because I paired these two stories together. Because as we move on to our next story, we'll see that Activision is one of the only companies at this point that's still enforcing those microtransaction rules.
Even EA's not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
They are, but they're just doing it differently.
Clearly...
It's just with Anthem now, and Anthem is a game that you expect to have that type of stuff because it's a service.
Yeah. So clearly Activision is... Sorry to interrupt, we'll get to that once I read this story. Clearly Activision is one of the only companies that's enforcing this stuff at this point, because as we move on to our next story, we get word from another company that's completely throwing out randomized loot boxes and microtransactions in their game. Who is that, you might ask? Psyonix, the developers of Rocket League, because they announced that randomized crates are being removed from the game entirely. So let's read. Psyonix has announced it is removing all paid randomized crates from Rocket League later this year. In a short post on its official website, the developer revealed it will be replacing crates with a new system that shows players the exact items they will get in advance, similar to the X-Ray llamas added to Save the World earlier this year. Here at Psyonix and Epic Games as a whole, we are dedicated to creating the best possible experience for our players all over the world. In pursuit of that goal, later this year, we will remove all paid randomized crates from Rocket League, replacing them with a system that shows the exact items you're buying in advance. This is similar to changes implemented earlier this year by the Fortnite Save the World team. Psyonix added that the Rocket Pass Premium, DLC cars, and esports shop will remain unchanged. So basically, Psyonix is like, hey, we're still going to have microtransactions because we know people like those in our game. But, you know those random bullshit loot boxes you buy that you have no idea what you're getting when you spend your actual money on it? Fuck that. We're going to replace it with this better system where you know exactly what you're buying ahead of time, so you can choose whether or not you want to spend the money. And honestly, if you're still going to have microtransactions in your game, I think this is the way you should be going. Because having the random boxes in there just spells disaster. Because you're just spending money on shit that you have no idea what you're going to get. Whether or not you're going to get something that you already have when you're looking for something else. I think this is a step in the right direction. So kudos to Psyonix for doing this. You guys have any thoughts on this? I know Spencer wanted to talk about something before I
So I listened to most of that, but the first half I didn't because Discord shat itself, and
that's
Spencer
great.
Also left.
What the fuck, Discord?
Wow, I literally did not even notice that both of you left.
No, what happened was you just stopped talking and then froze.
You stopped talking, I saw the little green circle just frozen, and I'm like, well, this is awful. And then I was kicked out of the voice call and Discord shut down.
That's cool. Literally nothing happened on my end. I was just saying the news. Anyway, now that you guys are back, this story
you're just like, man, these two are paying really close attention.
Yeah. The story I was talking about is that Psyonix, the developers of Rocket League, announced that they're removing randomized paid loot crates from Rocket League. Instead, they're going to replace it with the system that shows players exactly what they are buying. And as I was saying before, I guess both of you fucking died. As I was saying, I think if you're going to have microtransactions in your game, this is the way you need to go. because having randomized crates just spells disaster right from the get-go, because you never know what you're going to get when you spend your actual money on it. It could be something you already have. So I think this is a good system to put in place. Like, hey, you want to put money on this? You want to put money down on buying some loot or some aesthetics? Here's exactly what you're getting when you buy this crate. You know exactly what you're getting into. You can choose whether or not you want to spend your money on it.
Yeah.
That's a good fucking system.
If I want to buy something, I want to buy the thing.
Yeah.
If I want to buy the fucking knife skin on CSGO, I want to buy the knife skin. I don't want to buy $200 worth of crates to not maybe have a 1% chance of kind of getting a knife skin that might not be worth anything because it's not brand new.
Yeah.
Like, I want to buy the thing.
I want to buy the thing. So I think this is a great move for Psyonix to do. Honestly, I put those two stories together with the CTR one and this one because I think this, in my head, is like a big fuck you to Activision. Like, hey, we know how to do microtransactions right. Go fuck yourselves. But that's a great addition, and honestly, I think if you're going to have microtransactions in your game, you should be using this as an example. But let's move on. We got some Pokemon news this week because the Pokemon Company released a new trailer for Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so dumb. Let's read.
I love it.
Pokemon Sword and Shield trailer reveals Galarian forms and Team Yell. Oh, I can't wait to get to Team Yell.
Yo!
The Pokemon Company has released a new trailer for Pokemon Sword and Shield that introduces us to some existing Pokemon that have new forms in the Galar region. The new Pokemon shown off in the trailer are Poison Fairy-type Galarian Weezing and the Dark Normal-type Galarian Zigzagoon and its evolved Galarian Linoone. We also get a look at Linoone's Galarian-exclusive evolution, Obstagoon, and a new form-changing Pokemon called Morpeko. Later in the trailer, we are introduced to a new rival called Marnie and her Team Yell fans, who appear everywhere Marnie does and will distract opponents in the battle by yelling at them. Pokemon Sword and Shield released for the Nintendo Switch on November 15th. As soon as I heard that, I'm like, oh, the fucking evil faction in this game is just a bunch of fucking Marnie Stan accounts yelling at people. I was oh my god.
I love it. And Team Yell.
No, this is what it is. I'm going to go take
and they
away.
look like the biggest fucking weeb losers, too.
But, like, this is basically what they do. They just go, Oi! Oi, you cheeky tart! You can't get this Pokemon! She's number one, bitch! She's number one! Real champion here! Fuck you!
They're straight up.
Fuck off, you cunt!
The fucking Liverpool fans.
They're just Liverpool fans, dude. That's all they are.
As soon as I fucking read that and I lost it, I'm like, okay, they're playing right into the memes now.
I also want to talk about the fact that this is the first gen since Gen fucking 4 that's had evolutions from previous Pokemon in gens. Like, we haven't had fucking like that shit in a while outside of like fucking Sylveon. And now we have an Obstagoon, which is pretty much a Linoone that's like
really into heavy metal.
Yeah.
Like,
and I love it.
That Linoone is a Kiss fan for sure.
It's so fucking dumb, but goddamn, I love it. And the fact that the rival character this time around is just like, oh, there she is. There's Marnie. She's just like, she's one of those people you find on Twitter just randomly who has like a couple 100,000 followers, and you're like, oh, I've never heard of you before, but you seem pretty cool. And then there's these losers who just follow her around.
They are 100. They are 100%. They are Liverpool fans confirmed.
It's so fucking. We already have like fucking I think they're like the fucking. How many rivals do we got now? We got like fucking 3.
Yeah, I think.
We have Marnie, the future champion.
We have
We
Hop.
have Hop.
Who is the brother of the champion, who's Leon, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
Unless the opposite like the other protagonist, the one you don't choose, is in the game like they normally are.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fucking, I'm excited. I don't. Fuck anyone who fucking is like shitting on this game right now for the absolute most stupidest of fucking reasons. I'm excited as hell for this. Sword and Shield looks great since day one. I'm hyped as shit for this. And also I love how Weezing is a Bond.
Yeah, he is. I've also seen a lot of memes with Doug Dimmadome and his giant fucking 10-gallon hat.
Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
Yes, that Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
Fucking what was it? Because it obviously looks like that, like it's like the one Weezing head is like a posh like Englishman, but then the one next to him is like his bratty son.
That's right, baby. All points, no quills, no pillows. It looks like two balls in a bomb.
Fucking Weezing is high off his ass and has
the funniest thing is like it 100% totally looks like a bong, but also it 100% looks like he has that accent, but he also goes, "Oh well, hello, governor."
My father will hear about this.
Okay,
I sent that small child up the chimney. He hasn't come down yet.
Okay, I think we need to move. I think we need to move on before we go too far down the rabbit hole.
2 farthings for this Weezing. 2 farthings.
Let's move on.
Yeah, we're moving on.
So we have
shit, it's time.
Is it time? What's it time for?
It's time to get Mountain Dew.
Okay. Anyway, so Gamescom is right around the corner. By the time we come back in 2 weeks for the next Bearded Banter, we'll be talking about Gamescom. It'll be the Gamescom podcast. Right now, though, we have several Gamescom-related stories where developers and publishers are announcing their lineup for Gamescom. So we have 3 different stories about a bunch of different developers and publishers who are saying, hey, here's what we're bringing to Gamescom, starting with Square Enix. So let's read. Square Enix has revealed the full lineup of games it will be bringing to Gamescom later this month. To start, Square Enix will be bringing 2 of its heavy hitters to Germany with hands-on demos for both Marvel's Avengers and Final Fantasy VII Remake. Both games are due to release in 2020. Also appearing at the show will be the upcoming remake of Trials of Mana. The remake was officially unveiled at E3 back in June and has been rebuilt from the ground up with modern 3D graphics, a revamped battle system, and improved leveling and skill systems. Attendees will also be able to check out an early section of the remake ahead of its release in early 2020. Completing Square Enix's lineup this year are Final Fantasy XIV and Life is Strange 2's 4th episode. Gamescom takes place in Germany from August 20th to the 24th. So I think out of everyone, Square Enix has the least amount to show at Gamescom because the lineup is pretty bare, all things considered. But then again, they have
nothing to show.
Yeah, they have Final Fantasy VII and Avengers headlining, so I don't think they really need much more than that.
Yeah, whenever those games come.
Well, Final Fantasy VII is in March. Who knows when the fuck Avengers is coming out? In May? In May? Wasn't it in May? Pretty sure it was in May.
I'm fact checking right now.
Yeah, please fact check.
May 15th, 2020.
That's what I thought.
That's my birthday.
Yeah, it's Spencer's birthday. He gets an Avengers game on his birthday.
Wait, which Avengers game is it?
It's the
Square
Crystal
Enix
Dynamics
Crystal
one.
Dynamics one.
Oh, sure. The good one.
I was gonna say, like, what other Avengers game is coming out? Like,
and it's not. Oh yeah, it's more so. It's just these people don't look like Avengers.
Okay.
Crystal Dynamics got the Sonic movie treatment.
They look fine, dude. Like, they look fine to me.
But it's Crystal Dynamics, so
it's going to be a good game.
Good. Yeah, it's good.
It's going to be good. Gameplay. If you've seen the gameplay they put out, it looks really good. It looks good. So
yeah, that's what Square Enix is bringing to Gamescom. Following up from that, we got confirmation of Ubisoft's Gamescom lineup. So let's read. Ubisoft has revealed the 7 games that it will be bringing to Gamescom in Germany later this month. From August 21st, attendees can head on over to the Ubisoft booth in Hall 6.1 to get hands-on time with Ghost Recon Breakpoint, new content from the upcoming Rainbow Six Siege season, and multiplayer sports game Roller Champions. In addition, Ubisoft will be showing gameplay from Watch Dogs Legion, Just Dance 2020, Trials Rising, and Brawlhalla via its booth stage. Attendees can also grab a pack of in-game rewards during the show by playing demos at the Ubisoft booth and getting their QR code scanned by an attendant. Uplay account holders can find their QR code here. You know what? Fuck it. Let's open the QR code right on podcast, live on stream. Oh, I gotta log in. I gotta log in to the fucking Uplay. Never mind. Never mind. Back to the story. Gamescom is a celebration of games and gamers that Ubisoft is always happy to be a part of. This year, players will have the opportunity to interact with our teams and get a first look into the future of technologies such as streaming and the impact they will have on our industry. It's an exciting moment not only for us as creators, but also for players to discover more about the experiences we are developing. In other news, Ubisoft will be one of the many companies with a world premiere to share during Jeff Keighley's opening night live event on August 19th. Gamescom takes place in Germany. August 20th to 24th. My question is, they have more to show than Square Enix, but is their lineup more interesting or not?
I have no idea.
Probably not.
I mean, there's a roller derby game.
Yeah, you know what? The roller derby game looks actually pretty fun. So
yeah, that shit looks cool.
I mean, it's just Overwatch with basketball on rollerblades. So I can't believe I just said that.
That being said, roller derby game. Who knew that would actually be a great idea for a video game?
Who would have thought it would be an interesting idea for a sports game, an arcadey style sports game?
Ever since I watched that hit movie starring Ellen Page with it,
which wasn't a hit movie because it bombed.
It bombed massively, but I watched it, and that's all that matters to me.
I watched it when I was like 12.
Yeah, what about that? But hey, Square has Final Fantasy, and
Ubisoft has Just Dance.
Ubisoft has more than that. Ubisoft has a QR code.
Yeah, I tried to open the QR code, but I had to log into my Uplay, which I haven't logged into in like 6 years.
Listen. Does Square have a QR code? No?
No.
Didn't think so.
Why are you defending Ubisoft?
I'm not. I'm just fucking making fun of the fact that they had to tote the fact that they have a special QR code.
Bruh, you can scan your QR code to get in-game rewards. For what game? I don't fucking know.
You'll be able to play as Altair or Ezio Auditore di Firenze in Rainbow Six Siege. Just use your QR code and sign up today.
Alright, let's move on. So our last Gamescom story is arguably the most interesting one. As we all know, Sega will have a presence at Gamescom this year, but apparently their lineup will include a previously unannounced AAA game. So let's
Sonic
read.
Game.
Shut the fuck up, Matt. Let's read. Sega has revealed the lineup of games that it will be bringing to Gamescom in Germany later this month. The lineup includes the upcoming remaster of Catherine, the console version of 2 Point Hospital, its Sega Mega Drive mini console, and an all-new AAA game that has yet to be revealed to the public. We have no idea what this mysterious game could be, but it's likely it will be officially unveiled during Jeff Keighley's opening night live event on August 19th. The event will feature world premieres from Activision, Bandai Namco, EA, Epic Games, Sega, Square Enix, Sony, Ubisoft, Xbox Game Studios, and more. Gamescom takes place in Germany from August 20th to August 24th. Anyway, how much you want to bet it's a Sonic game?
It's a Sonic game. I'm calling it right now.
It's
been a couple.
It's not a Sonic game, Matthew. It's a Nights into Dreams game.
You do don't tempt me.
You can't. You wouldn't believe when I found this story how many people I saw responding to it on Twitter saying Sonic Adventure remake. No! God damn it!
That game aged terribly.
I think that game would really benefit from a remake, though. However, the reason I don't think this is a Sonic game is because Iizuka and Sonic Team blatantly came out and said, yeah, the next time you're going to see Sonic is probably 2021 for 30th anniversary. So, hold your breath.
No, it's Sonic Mania 2.
If it's Sonic Mania 2, I will live stream just to die. I will actually fucking leave this astral plane live on stream.
You know that gif of fucking Winnie the Pooh sleeping and then leaving the astral plane? That's gonna be me.
Yeah.
That's fucking shady.
If they announce Sonic Mania 2, I can die a happy man.
I am pretty sure that, I don't know, it could be a Sonic game. I don't know. If it's not a Sonic game, then what the fuck is it? A new IP?
Here's the thing.
Cloana?
Wait, was Cloana fucking Sega?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yes, it was.
Was it? Really?
Wait.
It was on the Dreamcast, dude.
1 second. I need to see if this was a Sega game real quick.
It's Namco, technically. It was fucking technically it isn't. I'm a fucking moron. Never mind.
You heard it here first, folks. Never believe anything Matt says because he never fact checks, and he's a dumb, stupid idiot who smells.
You know what? While we're at it, fuck it. Let's get a new Jazz Jackrabbit, shall we?
Get Parappa the Rapper up in this bitch.
You can buy the rights to Parappa the Rapper.
Buy the rights to fucking Arrow the Acrobat.
Wait a minute, it's a Sega title, right? Obviously, it's Sonic the Fighters 2.
Oh, God. Okay, in all seriousness, though, I'm torn on this because I 50-50 don't believe it's a Sonic game because they already came out and said we're not going to see Sonic for a while. But also, what the fuck else would Sega talk about that isn't Sonic? Like,
it's all they got.
Sega has a couple of things, maybe.
Yakuza 7.
Yakuza. I mean, Yakuza's coming. They said they're doing more Yakuza, but it's going to be more. It's going to be with a new protagonist because the storyline's done.
Yeah, the storyline is over in 6. Judgment is really good.
I forgot Judgment existed.
Yeah, you really shouldn't. I would check it out.
Bitch does a kickflip into a guy's face.
Oh,
yeah,
but they already announced a new Yakuza title. It's Shinro, fucking Gagakuto, whatever the fuck its name is. It'll have a new protagonist. It was announced like a while ago, so we already know what's happening. So it can't be Yakuza.
Yeah.
So
what about I'm thinking
Alone in the Dark.
Ironically,
maybe could possibly actually.
What if it's another fucking Total War game?
No.
Wait, Panzer Dragoon.
We already have Panzer Dragoon.
Yeah, no, that's just a remake of the fucking first one. I'm talking brand new Panzer Dragoon, 24.
They wouldn't announce a new game right after they announce a remake. That's just preposterous.
That's not even out yet. That won't come out until December.
4.
Is Spencer just going through the list of IPs that fucking Sega
I'm pretty
has?
sure he is.
I'm not.
Who wants to bet that it's either Sonic or a new IP? Like
a brand new IP from Sega in 2019. I'd be interested to see what the fuck that is.
Yeah. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows?
So yeah, I guess we'll find out on August 19th at Jeff Keighley's, what's it called? Jeff Keighley's opening night live event. I guess we'll find out then.
Welcome. Yeah, Jeff Keighley walks on stage and unzips his pants and jacks off on a picture of Tina, and it's like, he's my best friend. This is okay.
Please stop. Please
did you see what I did for him at the Game Awards 2 years ago?
Please stop.
I love you, Jeff. You're
Moving on. That's all our Gamescom stories for this week. Come back in 2 weeks when we'll actually be talking about Gamescom because it'll be happening. But let's move on. This one came out of fucking nowhere. You guys know Cooking Mama?
Yeah?
That series of PC games that I would illegally download and play on, coolfishgames.com. Yes.
Well, did you know that we might be getting a new Cooking Mama for the Switch?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, let's read. Listings have appeared on the German, USK, and Australian ratings boards for a new Cooking Mama game. According to the listings, the game, titled Cooking Mama Cookstar, is coming to PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. It was also mentioned that First Playable Productions is developing the game with Planet Entertainment in charge of publishing. First Playable Productions has previously worked on Big Hero 6 Battle in the Bay, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, and Ben 10 Omniverse 2 for Nintendo 3DS. The latest entry in the Cooking Mama series, Cooking Mama Sweets Shop, was released on the 3DS in 2017. So yeah, we might be getting a new Cooking Mama, guys.
I like the Cooking Mama's unironically good.
Cooking Mama is amazing.
Yeah.
Especially, I think it was Cooking Mama Cook-Off for the Wii. That was the best one.
I sucked at it. Because the fucking one of the things is that fucking Mickey, because if you fuck up the food, Mama gets mad at you.
Mama gonna beat your ass.
Because I don't like it when Mama's mad, so...
Mama said knock you out. Anyway, so yeah, this just kind of came out of nowhere. Like, hey, we got these listings for a new Cooking Mama in 2019. Okay.
Cooking Mama for Smash.
Oh my god.
That's the next DLC character after Banjo is Cooking Mama.
Who would complain, though? Not many people.
Fucking, that'd be amazing.
I would more so be like,
Dude,
we have a plant, Spencer.
Bruh, the stage builds itself. It's just you're playing in Mama's kitchen, and the random mini games you would play in the Cooking Mama games are stage hazards. It's like fucking WarioWare all over again.
It's like WarioWare, and fucking Cooking Mama's a moveset. Her smash attack has to be a rolling pin, dude.
And her final smash has to be like putting a souffle in the oven, but it's you instead of the souffle.
Yes, it does. Just wait, Sakurai, do it.
Just her final smash is cooking you alive. It's like, remember fucking Kirby's final smash in Brawl where he like sucked you into the pot and like boiled you?
It's like that, except like leagues more violent because you're trapped in that oven.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like a baby in the oven.
I'm gonna burn this plant alive.
Take that, Sonic, you burnt hedgehog now!
How you like that, Obama?
I'm pissing on the
moon, you idiot! Let's move on.
Yeah.
So, Cooking Mama's coming to Switch, I guess. That's cool. You know what else is coming to Switch?
What?
A very high-profile AAA game from our friends at Obsidian Entertainment.
Oh?
Wait, Obsidian?
That's like right, folks.
Obsidian?
The Outer Worlds is coming to Nintendo Switch.
Oh, I called this.
Let's read. Obsidian Entertainment has revealed that its upcoming single-player sci-fi RPG, The Outer Worlds, is also coming to Nintendo Switch. According to senior producer Matthew Sine, the Switch port is being handled by Virtuous and will be released on Nintendo's console sometime after other platforms. Here's a brief description of the game. Lost in transit while on a colonist ship bound for the furthest edge of the galaxy, you awake decades later only to find yourself in the midst of a deep conspiracy threatening to destroy the Halcyon colony. As you explore the furthest reaches of space and encounter various factions, all vying for power, the character you decide to become will determine how this player-driven story unfolds. In the corporate equation for the colony, you are the unplanned variable. The Outer Worlds will arrive on Xbox One, PS4, and PC on October 25th. So yeah, the Outer Worlds is coming to Switch, guys. Who could have seen this coming?
There's your answer, by the way.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Yo, I don't give a shit, though, because this game looks amazing, and it's done with all the love and care, and fuck you, Bethesda, that I come to respect and admire from Obsidian.
Yeah, I can't stress that enough. Fuck you, Bethesda.
When a company opens up their like first like reveal trailer with the phrase from the actual creators of Fallout. Like, fuck you, Bethesda.
Yeah, fuck you. This is the Bethesda 4 that we deserved.
The Bethesda 4?
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
Bethesda 4.
Don't you remember?
Do I need to play Bethesda 3 to understand?
Don't you remember when Bethesda 3 came out and everyone thought it was a great reboot, but after time, people apparently started to hate it for some reason, and then they came out with Bethesda New Vegas that wasn't actually from Bethesda, but they stole the name.
They went. Do you remember when Bethesda 1 and Bethesda 2? When Bethesda 1 came out, and it's like, wow, this is a really interesting concept and a fun game, company. And then Bethesda 2 came out, and it was like, okay, it's getting more into it, more in this category. And then Bethesda 3 came out, and they're like, this company's starting to go downhill. But then Bethesda New Vegas came out, and they realized later on that this actually wasn't Bethesda New Vegas. It was another company that became Bethesda. And then Bethesda 4 came out and failed, and then they decided to skip Bethesda 5 through 75 to get to Bethesda 76. And
we all know what happened with Bethesda 76.
That's right. We put a battle royale in Bethesda 76.
Fuck yeah, we put a battle royale in Bethesda 76.
That was the phrase. Sorry. Woo!
Needless to say, Outer Worlds looks incredible, and this is the Fallout we've deserved for years, but we've never gotten from the greedy hands of Bethesda.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's coming to Switch is great. Especially, I'm very surprised that it... I know that this was in development for a while, and that it was announced for all platforms, but seeing as how Obsidian is now an Xbox studio, the fact that it's still releasing on all these platforms on top of the Switch is really nice to see.
Well... How much do you want to bet that it was originally supposed to just be an Xbox thing, but the two guys that run Obsidian are like, LOL, you either get the game on all the consoles or we make it for every console.
It was probably in development before it was probably in development before they got acquired.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
My guess. Do not be surprised if they ever do a sequel to Outer Worlds, it will not be on any of these platforms.
Yeah, it'll probably be Xbox and exclusive.
Yeah.
It's just like what happened with Psychonauts. Like, Psychonauts had a Kickstarter like 4 years ago, and it was originally announced for like all consoles, and then they just picked up Double Fine. And they're like, nah, we're still releasing it on all consoles, don't worry guys, but probably our games going forward will be just on Xbox.
Almost like there's contracts involved with this stuff.
Yeah. But it's really nice to see that Outer Worlds is coming to Switch too. So, all you Switch owners who want to play this game, you can.
I forgot how amazing these two people were. The people I remember the names was Tim Kaine, who created Fallout, and then Leonard Boyovsky, who is famous for making the original Fallout, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, and Diablo 3. He was a designer for that. Mm-hmm. So these two are really good workers.
Yep.
And this game looks like capitalism in space mixed with the sarcasm that we got from Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
Which still has one of my favorite lines from the guy, which goes, yeah, they asked me if I have a degree in theoretical physics. I said, I have a theoretical degree in physics. They said, welcome aboard. It's just so good.
Yeah. So yeah, Outer Worlds is coming to Switch sometime later this year, maybe early 2020, but it is coming, so that's nice to see. And now our last story before we get into the EVO stuff, which, Matt, I respectfully request you remove yourself from the chat, because clearly you have shown heat when it comes to this game.
Oh, which game?
Well, Spencer, you can partake in this nostalgia trip with me, because it was announced this week that there has been a Kickstarter launch to bring Ty the Tasmanian Tiger to Switch.
Yeah.
And that's why I asked Matt to respectfully remove himself from the chat. Because this guy...
Let me defend myself
Because this fucker...
Let me defend myself first. All right. So, I didn't know what this game was when we first brought it up, but then I looked it up, and then I realized I knew this game. This game sucked donkey balls. I don't know what game you fucking played, but this shit was not good. Like, it fucking for what all I remember is that it was impossible to control this game. That's all I remember from it. And I must have played it when I was like 10. So
if you need a reason to unfollow Matt on twitter.com, there's your reason right there.
There's multiple reasons to not follow me on Twitter. That's not the one.
I mean, the main one right now is that you're a cat stan account.
No,
that's a reason to follow him, man.
True.
That's a reason. Do you see my profile picture? It's fucking funny.
I see your profile picture. It's terrifying.
It's a close-up of Judi Dench as a cat.
Anyway, let's read the story, and then we can get back to this bullshit. So, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger for Switch Kickstarter campaign has launched. This article from Gematsu reads, Chrome Studios has launched a Kickstarter campaign to bring its Australian Outback set platformer Ty the Tasmanian Tiger to Nintendo Switch. The studio is seeking $50,000 in funding to update and release the title for Switch. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger first launched for PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube in October 2002 and was remastered for PC in December 2016. Funding from the Kickstarter campaign would be spent on the following additional features and services, including Joy-Con 6-axis motion control for throwing the boomerangs, gliding, and precision boomeranging, screen space ambient occlusion, fully dynamic shadows, color correction and bloom, high-definition art textures for the levels and characters, improved particle effects, improved camera, new game mode called Hardcore Mode, QA testing and problem fixing, Nintendo Lot Check, I have no idea what the fuck that is, new Ty character skins, and compatible with both the original Switch and Switch Lite. The latter requires extra controllers to be used because the motion controls. And here's an overview of the game. Oh god, that's long. I'm not reading that. Never mind. Yeah. It's about a fucking Tasmanian tiger. He throws boomerangs to save his ancestors. That's all you need to know.
No, all you need to know is this: Tasmanian tiger named Ty. He throws boomerangs to go kill a cassowary who was trying to rule the world, and you need to get thunder eggs in order to power up Ty and his ancestors to get the mortality. This game's fucking amazing.
This game rocks. I don't know what the fuck Matt's talking about.
Okay, 2000 to 2003 was the fucking quintessential era for goddamn platformers. Listen, you had Ty the Tasmanian Devil. Okay, Ty the Tasmanian Devil 2, Ty the Tasmanian Devil 3, Ty the Tasmanian Devil 4. You had Tak and the Power of Juju, Tak and the Power of Juju 2. I think there was a third one. Don't quote me on that one, but I know there's at least two. You had Scooby-Doo, Night of 101 Frights, Scooby-Doo Unmasked, Scooby-Doo Mystery Unleashed. You had, you had Jak and Daxter, Jak 2, Jak 3, Ratchet and Clank 1, Ratchet and Clank 2, Ratchet and Clank, 2, 3.
You mentioned like 5 Ratchet and Clanks.
Yeah, Sly Cooper 2, Sly Cooper 3. This was the best era, and if I can play as a snooty, larger-than-life fucking cartoon Tasmanian tiger wearing shorts throwing boomerangs at a goddamn crocodile in order to get a thunder egg, then goddamn it, let me have this.
Yeah, I'm not playing at the bootleg Cheetos tiger. I'm sorry.
Fuck you. He's a fucking Tasmanian devil. You put respect on his goddamn name.
How is he a devil? Is he a tiger or is he a Tasmanian devil? I don't know. Apparently, the game can't decide either.
No, it's called Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
You said he was a Tasmanian devil.
That's the fucking name of the animal. The villain's called Killer Cass, the cassowary, which is a giant ass fucking bird that lives in Australia. You can learn about Australia while throwing boomerangs.
Well, for one, this is already inaccurate because if it lived in Australia, they would have shot it. So I think that
they don't shoot Tasmanian devils. They're a goddamn.
I'm talking about the bird, you fucking.
They tried that. The Australia. Have you heard of the Emu War? It happened in Australia. The emus won. Capillaries are bigger than emus. They should defeat the goddamn emus.
Have you ever heard of the Emu War? The emus won. Oh no. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna check the actual Kickstarter and see how much money they've raised for this thing. I'm pretty sure it's already funded. Yeah, they already funded it. It's at $76,000 right now. There you go. It's happening.
That's what I like to hear.
You can play Ty the Tasmanian Tiger on your Nintendo Switch. I think the estimated delivery is March, so that's a pretty quick turnaround. Let me check real quick just to be sure.
They're probably just gonna reuse assets for the original game and then plump it out.
Yeah, here it is. Estimated delivery March 2020. So, I mean, it's a standard remaster for a PS2 game. They're just gonna make it widescreen and up the resolution, make it look a little nicer. So
yeah.
But hey, if you're not a soulless bastard like Matt and actually like this game...
I'm not a soulless bastard. I do have a soul. I have part of a soul that's stuck in me. I stole it. I stole the soul.
It's not his soul. It's not the original soul. It's someone else's.
No, it's not. My original soul was killed. I killed it. I murdered it.
Wait a second. You can get a pair of Ty the Tasmanian Tiger shorts, dude.
Are you looking at the backer rewards?
I'm looking at the backer rewards.
Spencer's literally
He's going to donate to this fucking Kickstarter, dude. He's going to get those shorts.
I'm going to somehow pledge, like fucking over $500 and be like, give me all of this.
I ain't paying $500 for fucking shorts.
Oh, no. That's for, like, everything. The actual shorts will cost you... like... 100? 150? Yeah, around there.
100 and 150 for sure. Okay. That's a lot. That's so expensive.
Well, yeah, but you get a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, it's not good short.
Anyway, so, yeah. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger's coming to Switch. I wasn't expecting that this week. This game's 17 years old, and I went back to my fucking 7-year-old life. I love this fucking game. Fuck you, Matt, but I respect your opinions.
I respect your opinions because you did enjoy Tak and the Power of Juju, so I can at least respect you for that.
I remember playing Tak 2. Tak 2 was great. Anyway, let's move on. We got all our fucking EVO stories to cover. We got 8 different stories involving EVO. As everyone knows, EVO happened this past weekend. All the big fighting games were there. They all got new announcements. So we're gonna lightning round this shit. I'm gonna go through this real quick. Starting with the one that was actually leaked right before EVO. It was the introduction of some new characters to Street Fighter V. So let's read. New characters coming to Street Fighter V Arcade Edition next week, according to a video that was posted on Steam and quickly taken down on Wednesday, seemingly ahead of a planned reveal at this weekend's EVO fighting game tournament. Capcom later confirmed the leak in an official reveal. The video confirms 2 returning fighters, E Honda and Poison, and a newcomer, Lucia. All 3 characters will be available for Street Fighter V on Sunday, August 4th, so they're already available. That's the final day of EVO 2019 and the day of the Street Fighter V Grand Finals. A Summer 2019 character bundle featuring those characters will also be released on Monday, August 5th. E Honda first appeared in the series in Street Fighter II The World Warriors. His Street Fighter V incarnation looks faithful to his original appearance, and his 2 V-trigger moves, Tajikaro and Onigawara, appear to buff his grapple and flying headbutt moves, respectively. Honda's bathhouse stage from Street Fighter II is also coming to Street Fighter V as DLC. Joining Honda are Poison and Lucia, both of whom hail from Final Fight. Poison appeared in the original Final Fight as an enemy, and she's been a playable character in Ultra Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Lucia was a playable character in the Super NES beat-em-up Final Fight 3, and in Street Fighter V, she's a member of the Metro City Police Department. Her V-triggers, Weapon Fury, and Burning Fight power up her Nightstick and Fire-based attacks, respectively. And there's a trailer that you can watch, and yeah. So, good set of characters. Nice to see E Honda back. I love me some Poison. I'm one of those guys.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, Poison.
Poison is the best.
Okay, but have you seen Lucia?
No, actually.
She's everything that I want in a woman. She's blonde. She's a New York cop, and she's fucking kicks ass. Metro City, to be more specific, but basically New York.
Yeah.
And just look at her. Come on.
Yeah. At the same time, though, I'm with Shane here.
I'm a Poison guy myself.
Poison's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
I love her. But at the same time, I haven't played much of Street Fighter V, so I don't know.
I played Street Fighter V once, like 2 or 3 years ago, and then never went back to it.
It had a rocky launch, but it's picked up.
Yeah. A rocky launch, but all the gameplay I've seen of it has been excellent.
Yeah.
So like,
and with the introduction of these new characters, Street Fighter V is going to be around for a while. Let's move on. Next up, we have BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. Version 2.0 update, which was announced at EVO after the Grand Finals. It will launch on November 21st and adds 9 new DLC characters. So let's read. The BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle version 2.0 update and version 2.0 content pack add-on will be launched on November 21st. Developer Arc System Works announced following the BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle Grand Finals at EVO 2019. The free version 2.0 update will include major balance adjustments for every character. The version 2.0 content pack add-on will cost $25 and include 9 additional playable characters, a new scenario, and new character interactions and colors. 4 of the 9 characters have been announced. They are Yumi from Senran Kagura Estival Versus, Blitztank from Akatsuki Blitzkampf, as well as Akatsuki from the same game, and Neapolitan from Ruby.
Yeah, Neo's in there.
BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle is now available for PS4, Switch, and PC. So all of this is great, but none of it matters when you realize they're putting a fucking tank in BlazBlue.
Dude.
Yeah, a Nazi tank
is amazing.
They're putting a fucking tank. That's the character. He's a fucking tank with a skull on it. I saw that and I'm like, man, what world am I living in?
Yeah, welcome to the world of video games.
Yeah. It's something.
It's perfect.
It's so good. I want to find... I'm playing the trailer right now. I want to see gameplay of this fucking tank. Hold on. Oh, there he is! Here he comes! Commencing anti-tank combat! He's just a fucking tank with a skull on. He's got fucking lasers. Okay. We need to move on before I lose my shit. So, if you're someone like our friend Nick, who still plays Cross Tag Battle, look forward to November, because they're adding a bunch of new characters and shit, and it's gonna be great. Moving on, this came out of nowhere, but honestly, in hindsight, kind of makes sense. They announced a new King of Fighters game, so let's read. SNK has announced that King of Fighters 15 is now officially in development. The surprise announcement was made at EVO 2019, the fighting game tournament that sees players from all across the world compete to be crowned the best in a variety of fighting games. The announcement was just a logo of the game, along with the confirmation that the sequel was in the works. No further details on when the game would be released or what platforms it will be available for were revealed. A logo is all we got, but for fans of the long-running fighting game franchise, it will no doubt be exciting. It's been around 3 years since the last King of Fighters was released. King of Fighters 14 arrived in 2016. We have a quote from the developers. Those disappointed in its new visuals may be Oh wait, that's a GameSpot quote. Never mind, I'm an idiot. I was just reading one of their review quotes from King of Fighters 14. Never mind, I'm a terrible host.
LOL.
So yeah, King of Fighters 15 is coming. I have never played a King of Fighters game, so I have no idea what the fuck this shit's about.
You haven't played a single KOF game?
I think I played King of Fighters 2002. I think that's the only one I played.
They're good, dude.
Yeah.
KOF games are real good. They're good fucking 6-button fighters.
Yeah.
They're, that's all you really need to say. Is that
that's all I need to say.
KOF is good. Is the fucking the joke in poor taste that they played at EVO, is that news on here?
Oh, don't worry, we're getting to that.
Okay,
we're getting to that.
I have some words to say about that EVO stat.
We are getting to that, but in the meantime, King of Fighters fans, you got a sequel on the way, so look forward to that. Moving on, speaking of more obscure fighting game series, we got this surprise announcement at EVO. We're getting a new Under Night In-Birth game.
Oh, great.
Oh, shit. Under Night, yes.
Something Jaquel won't shut up about now.
Yeah. So let's read. A new entry in the Under Night In-Birth fighting game series was announced at EVO 2019 on Saturday. Under Night In-Birth EXE Late Clear will introduce a new character and will launch in early 2020. The new Under Night In-Birth game was announced at the end of the Under Night In-Birth Lastest. That's such a stupid name. Grand Finals at EVO 2019. Developer French Bread and publisher Arc System Works and Axis Games did not confirm what platforms the game would come to, but a previous leak of the game listed PS4 and Switch ratings. The 2D fighting community has been incredibly supportive, and we are as excited about this new chapter in the Under Night In-Birth series as we are, Akibo Shea, Access Games CEO, said in a statement according to Gamatsu. With the introduction of a new character, the entire game has been carefully rebalanced and perfected for the greatest possible anime fighting experience to date. The new game will feature a new character named Londrakia, along with 1,000 balance changes. Literally 1,000. A demo will be made available at future events. So yeah, once again, never played an Under Night game, so I have no idea what this shit's about either.
It's
but
Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue, but with other characters.
Wowie zowie! So you're saying I've already played this game like a dozen times already?
And if you played an Our System Works game, you've played this game.
That's great! I can't wait for the literal 1,000 balance changes coming. Why were they so specific about that?
Probably because they were like, we have 999 balance changes. Somebody fucking add one just to fucking make it 1,000.
Make it, round it out.
We can't say we have 999 balance changes. People would be like, oh, why is no 1,000?
We can't put that on the box. That doesn't sell.
That title is fine, you know. However, one of my favorite Guilty Gear titles, is Guilty Gear Double Cross Accent Core plus R.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Japanese.
It's almost like it's a fighting game.
Let me
I
explain
hate fighting game titles.
These new ones are some of my favorites, though.
Yeah.
They're just ridiculous sounding.
But yeah, if you're a fan of Under Night In-Birth, you got a new game coming next year. Not the only time we're going to be hearing from Arxis, of course, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Moving on, here's one of the big fuck-ups. We got the Tekken stuff, boys.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get there. Just calm down. Let's read the story first.
Well, no, I was just...
No.
Well, no. Did you see the video of Max fucking hanging out with Harada himself?
Oh, yeah, I did.
I was like, wow. Imagine how far you've come to be just chilling with Harada.
Max is a cool dude. Let's read the story. Tekken 7 adding Zafina and Leroy Smith to roster. During EVO 2019, Bandai Namco announced that a third Season Pass will be released for Tekken 7 in September. Season Pass 3 will include 4 new characters, a new stage, and a new feature. The first 2 characters of the third season are returning fighter Zafina and a brand new character called Leroy Smith. Sure. Bandai Namco also revealed that a number of free updates are in the works for the game, and it will introduce new moves, expanded practice functionality, and updated UI, and more. In other news, a video was played during the Tekken finals that appeared to reveal Solid Snake as a guest character in Tekken 7. However, this was not the case, as EVO has since put out a tweet stating that it was meant as a joke. As you can see, the official tweet from EVO themselves. Just to clear things up, the Snake cameo video that we showed during Tekken Finals was our idea of a little joke. It was not intended to imply a character reveal and was done on our own without consulting Bandai Namco. Fucking idiots.
Dumb.
First off, that's copyright infringement. You can't use other companies' properties without permission, so... I don't care if you thought this was a joke or that it was funny. First off, you're lying to people because airing this during EVO of all things is just going to get people hyped up, and they're going to think it's real, especially coming from the official EVO staff. But then you're like, nah, lol, it was a joke, sorry. And then second, using properties that you don't have the rights to and no permission. Like, you couldn't have at least asked Bandai or Konami if you could use the likenesses.
Breaking news, Bandai announces that they pull out of an EVO next year, which is likely what's going to happen.
Because this is bullshit.
No, they're not going to pull out of EVO, dude. That's too much. That's too
I don't know, dude. Fucking Bandai Namco ain't the smartest company on the planet, and Japanese companies are really protective of their shit, and they don't like it when shit they don't like copyright infringement.
Yeah, let's just go behind their back and use not only their game engine, which we don't have the rights to use, but also a character's likeness from a company that's not even involved. Like, huh? I want to meet the specific person who thought this was a good idea.
Publish an intern.
Do you know what would be funny? If we just ruined all these people's days.
Yeah. Like, as soon as that aired, everyone was like, oh my god, Snake's coming to Tekken, this is amazing. And then they came out and said, nah, it's a joke. And everyone immediately turned on the EVO staff. We're like, you fucking assholes.
Really weird, actually, after that day of EVO ended, there was a body found in the parking lot. Strangest thing. I did not know that you could shoot a human body that many times, but apparently
you can.
Oops.
I wonder what kind of gun holds that much ammo, but I don't know. The EVO staff are a bunch of fucking morons.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all you need to know. I'm going to stop playing this trailer, and we're going to move on. Moving on, we got some Soul Calibur news, as we got some new additions to the Soul Calibur 6 roster, so let's read. Bandai Namco has released the final character for Soul Calibur 6's first Season Pass and announced a second one. Owners of the game's Season Pass 1 can now play as Cassandra. The shield-wielding Athenian made her debut in Soul Calibur 2 and is the younger sister of Sophicia. There's a trailer, I'm not going to play it right now. The bigger thing, though, is that Bandai also revealed that it will be releasing a second season of content for the game that includes 4 new characters and 4 creation sets. The first character included in Season Pass 2 is guest character Haomaru from Samurai Showdown. More information about the second season will be shared at a later date. Soul Calibur 6 is now available for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. So no one cares about Cassandra. I'm sure longtime fans care about her. But the big news here was that they're throwing Samurai Showdown into the mix. And it's like, Samurai Showdown is a big game right now. It just came out. Everyone's going crazy over it. So, hey, just ride that fucking hype train. Throw the main character in Soul Calibur. That's going to get people invested. I actually think it's pretty cool because I've heard a lot about Samurai Showdown over the last few weeks as more and more people have been playing it and posting content and all that stuff. I think that's pretty cool.
Sam Show is a battle of neutrals. Mm-hmm. Whoever can hit their neutral first wins.
Whoever wins the neutral wins the game.
Pretty much.
And also, I care about Cassandra. Fuck you.
I mean, I'm sorry, but compared to the Samurai Showdown thing, you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
I know very little about Soul Calibur, so
Soul Cal's great. Soul Cal's always been great.
I played it once, and I literally played it once, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I died. So I was like, I don't.
I mean, I'm in the same boat with Matt. I know very little about Soul Calibur, but the one I did play a fuck ton of was Soul Calibur 4. I played the shit out of that with my friends back in high school. It was great. Other than that, I really haven't played any Soul Calibur games. I haven't played 2, 3... 5 or 6.
I played 2 once, and I didn't know what I was doing, so...
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just waiting to play this trailer out so we can see the actual Samurai Showdown shit. There he is! Alright, let's move on. Moving on, we had 2 more EVO stories before our last big story. Speaking of Arc System Works, of course... Dragon Ball FighterZ was present at EVO, and of course, there had to be a reveal, because they always plan this shit for the big tournaments. This was when we got the official reveal for Janemba, but we got a little more than that, so let's read. Bandai Namco announced during EVO 2019 that Janemba will arrive in Dragon Ball FighterZ later this week on August 8th. That was yesterday. You can play Janemba now. Janemba is a powerful demon and the main antagonist of the Dragon Ball Z Fusion Reborn movie. The above trailer also teases the addition of Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, who will join Jiren, Videl, GT Goku, Janemba, and Broly from Dragon Ball Super in Fighters Pass 2. The pass is available now on all platforms for $25. And of course, Dragon Ball FighterZ is available on Xbox One, PS4, Switch, and PC. So we knew Janemba was coming. This was leaked a while ago, because apparently Major Nelson can't keep his damn mouth shut. It was leaked on, I think it was an Xbox Insider episode, where he just blatantly came out and said, yeah, wait, Janemba's coming, wait for him, and everyone's like, what?
Huh?
So
Janemba.
So we knew this was coming. This got leaked a while ago, but we finally got the official confirmation at EVO. Janemba is now in the game. You can buy him and play as him. I talked about him a little earlier in the podcast. He's very fun. Easily the highlight of the second season so far. He's great.
Stretchy boy.
Yeah. But his stretchy move is literally the worst move he has, Matt.
Well, then, I guess he fails as a character because he is Stretchy Boy and he should be good with the stretch. 0 out of 10.
I hate you so much. But,
I hate you too.
So, thank you. But yeah, everyone was hyped for this. They're like, oh yeah, Janemba. We all love, our nostalgia bones are tickled for Janemba. But Janemba wasn't the only thing we got, because this is technically a double trailer. We got this information all the way back when they announced the second season pass at the World Tournament Finals, that Blue Gogeta and Broly from Super were going to be the final 2 DLC characters. And of course, you have a Janemba reveal. What a better time to reveal Gogeta in the actual game than with Janemba, because obviously that's a pair.
Yes, Fusion Reborn, boy.
My
Fusion
fucking
Reborn.
god.
It's
Sure.
got the... It got that, you got that, fucking, dope... You got that fucking Broly animation on...
Yeah, you got that
Gogeta.
fucking Umakoshi eye in his fucking level 3.
I'm assuming that, like, Fusion Reborn is the first time that, like, Gogeta is made or whatever.
It's the one and only time outside of Broly he's made an appearance. Literally, Gogeta was Fusion Reborn.
That's why everybody marked out during Broly.
Yeah, because
Okay.
Gogeta only showed up in, like, the last minute of Fusion Reborn. And, of course, the old Z movies weren't canon, so he was never actually considered canon. He was just this weird little... He was just this weird little fan service character that everyone loved because he was fucking incredible for that 1 minute he was on screen. Literally, 20 years of nostalgia was because of 1 minute of screen time.
Remember when they spoiled Gogeta?
Yeah, remember when they just, out of nowhere, just released an official trailer that was just like, yeah, guys, Gogeta's in the movie.
Huh? And I'm like, thank you.
Gogeta's just the marketing now. This is just the marketing strategy.
Dragon Ball trailers suck dick because they always spoil everything. Remember when they spoiled Vegito?
Fucking Vegito. That fucking next episode preview was all Vegito. And they're like, what? Why?
And they don't care. That's right.
They literally, the Japanese don't care about spoilers. Only us stupid Westerners do.
No, they don't care because, like, fucking, they know you're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the thing. They know you're gonna fucking, you're either gonna watch it or you're gonna spend your money to watch it. So they could care less.
when do you have a release date for Gogeta?
We do not. It's sometime later this year. That's all we know. Seeing as how the season is shaping up, there's usually 3 months between characters, so I'm going to guess sometime in November for Gogeta. And then Broly will probably be early 2020. Because I think in the actual description of the Fighters Pass 2, it says all characters will be released by February. So, yeah. So I'm assuming Gogeta in November, Broly in February, and then the season will be over. And that falls in line with the World Finals, too, because the World Tournament will be making its route sometime later this year. And they ended the last one in January, February. So it falls in line. And then they'll probably announce Season 3 or a new game or something like that. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I went off. I really like this game. But yeah. So Janemba is now in Fighters. You can download him as part of the Season Pass or buy him individually. And we got our first look at Gogeta. Gogeta looks fucking fresh. We're going to have to wait for him, though. But good God, he looks incredible. And I can't wait to play him. And our last EVO story before our last news story in general, arguably the biggest thing that came out of EVO, the one that a lot of people were expecting, but at the same time, no one was expecting. New Guilty Gear, boys!
Yeah!
So let's read. Developer Arc System Works is making a new untitled Guilty Gear game. The new Guilty Gear will be released sometime in 2020, according to a teaser trailer shown at EVO 2019 on Sunday. The trailer features series mainstays Soul Bad Guy and Ki Kisuke, who are sporting new looks, by the way, battling it out in a flashy sword fight. The teaser appears to hint at one new feature coming to the new Guilty Gear, stage transitions. The video also hints at a menacing new character who sports thick dreadlocks and a skull-like helmet. Beyond that, Arc System Works hasn't specified a firm release date or platforms. The most recent entry in the Guilty Gear franchise is Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator, which was released in 2016 and received a major update, Rev 2, in 2017. That game is based on the 2014 release Guilty Gear Xrd Sign. Arc's fighting game series will have its 22nd anniversary next year. So,
no title, just called Guilty Gear right now.
If you like fighting games, if you like Arc System Works, if you like anime, if you haven't seen the new trailer for this Guilty Gear, what the fuck are you doing with your life? You are wasting it, my friend, because, oh my god. Can we talk about how good this game looks? Real quick.
Fuck, it looks great.
Okay.
Even though we barely got anything.
We barely got anything. We got like maybe 10, 20 seconds of actual gameplay. But my god, Arc System Works, you are the GOAT. Oh my god. Like, I thought it was impossible to make a game that looked better than Fighters, but somehow they did it. They are pushing this game as far as it can fucking go visually. This somehow looks even better than the last two games, and I don't know how they keep doing it. I legit do not know what
so
fucking
good.
witchcraft they put into these games to make them look
was
good.
good. Guilty Gear is my favorite series, but I don't understand what the hell's going on. And I'm very excited for what they have next, what they have coming next. I don't know when it's supposed to come out.
Sometime next year.
I believe so. But I am although from what it's been stated, I don't know if your news says this. From what I looked it up, apparently this will be a reconstruction of the franchise in a way, according to the director. Which is this a reboot?
It seems like a spiritual reboot.
Yeah. Cause from the last Guilty Gear game kind of amped up the story in a way, so we may be looking at a reboot, boys.
All I know is that the brief trailer they gave us looks incredible, and I soiled myself many times as I watched it. So yeah, I'm playing this fucking game. I'm gonna, as soon as pre-orders go up, I'm pre-ordering this game. I need to play this like right now. Okay. A couple things. One, looks fucking incredible. This is probably the new standard for fighting games in terms of visuals. They somehow made it look even better than Rev 2 and Fighters, and they're going all in visually with this. They are pushing this fucking engine as far as it can go, and it shows, because this is fucking phenomenal. And another thing, the one other thing that I saw that I want to briefly mention, stage transitions. God damn, those look fucking great. Like,
Yeah,
there's the scene in the trailer where Key kicks Soul right in the face, and he launches him off of a ledge onto a lower platform. And good God, dude. But the one thing I noticed that's even more interesting is that I don't know if what the timing is on the stage transitions, because Key goes in for a follow-up attack, but Soul counters him with a low right off the bat. So I wonder if there's a system in place where maybe the person who gets knocked into the stage transition has an option to do a follow-up before the opponent. I don't know. That just seemed interesting to me. I like to dissect these kinds of things because I find it interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, this game looks great. If you like fighting games, you should be playing Guilty Gear. You should definitely play this game when it comes out because it looks fucking amazing.
It does.
Spencer, anything to add here? Because you've been kind of quiet.
I mean, basically, you two, well, you're more of the Guilty Gear guy, and so is Matt. I like Guilty Gear, but I've played so many different fighting games that I've never really got into Guilty Gear that hard. Guilty Gear is a good system. It's a fun system. It's a simple system.
Yes.
Unlike BlazBlue, where you have about 47 different subsystems in your fighting game, Guilty Gear is nice and simple. You got your neutrals, you got your lights, you got your heavies, you got your special meter, and you got your motions. It's a real simple 6-button fighter, and it's a good game. If you like fighting games at this point have reached a new apex. They are finally, actually, aside from the one that we don't talk about, all of them are pretty good. All the fighting games that have come out recently have been pretty good. So,
especially Simpsons Wrestling.
Yes.
Especially Sonic the Fighters.
Sonic the Fighters is like a revolution for the fighting game community.
Like
bro, I'm gonna petition to get Sonic the Fighters at EVO next year.
Fucking do it.
Yeah, let's do it right now. Hold on, change.org. Here we go.
Change.org petitions.
How many signups do you think it would fucking take?
Probably like
enough.
10,000.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we got the announcement of a new Guilty Gear. Looks fucking incredible. I can't fucking wait for it.
Yeah.
But that wraps up our EVO news. We have one more news story to cover before we wrap the podcast as a whole, and it's arguably the biggest story that came out in the past week because it's a massive fuck up on multiple levels. Matt, you guys know what I'm talking about. Let's talk about it. So, I have this article here from GameIndustry.biz. E3 accidentally leaks personal details of journalists, YouTubers, and analysts.
LOL.
Let's read. The private details of 2025 games industry journalists and video producers have been leaked online. The list was accessible via the website through a download link. Organizers, the Entertainment Software Association, told us that they regret the occurrence and have removed the link. The list includes names, publications, home addresses, email addresses, and phone numbers of game journalists, streamers, and YouTube creators, plus financial analysts and investors.
Bruh.
ESA was made aware of a website vulnerability that led to the contact list of registered journalists attending E3 being made public, the trade body said in a statement. Once notified, we immediately took steps to protect that data and shut down the site, which is no longer available. We regret this occurrence and have put measures into place to ensure it will not occur again. The list exists so that publishers and developers can invite analysts and media to events and private viewings that take place during the E3 show. The leak was discovered by YouTube creator Sophia Narwitz, and this article was updated to include a statement from the ESA themselves. The ESA has since released a full explanation and apology for the data leak. The Entertainment Software Association, ESA, was made aware yesterday of a website vulnerability on the exhibitor portal section of the E3 site. Unfortunately, a vulnerability was exploited and that list became public. We regret this happened and are sorry. We provide ESA members and exhibitors a media list on a password-protected exhibitor site so they can invite you to E3 press events, connect you for interviews, and let you know what they are showcasing. For more than 20 years, there has never been an issue. When we found out, we took down the E3 exhibitor portal and ensured the media list was no longer available on the E3 site. Again, we apologize for the inconvenience and have already taken steps to ensure this will not happen again. Way to go, you fucking morons.
How badly do you think, how many lawsuits do you think that E3's gonna have to deal with?
So many Spencer and I were talking about this before we started. There are so many lawsuits waiting to happen because of this. Holy shit. This is a huge breach of data. Holy
fuck.
It's so...
Please, Spencer, you are the law guy. Please, go at it.
What are you thinking? What were you thinking? My favorite quote from that article is they seem to have used a breach in the software. Really? Really? You're telling me that there was a breach in the software that you just so happened to find out about after the fact? You're telling me that you accidentally doxed 12,000 people? You're telling me, E3, that people went through the ESA to get these press badges, and then they got to talk to some developers and stuff. They got some good seats. They got all that information. But oops, now I know where you live. That really sucks. Sometimes when I'm walking to the university and I trip on the ground, and my social insurance number just falls out of my wallet, and it just gets screenshotted by 40 people, and all of a sudden I don't know where my bank account is. Oops.
Whoops.
Whoopsie daisies. Not only does this break so many laws, it makes me laugh, because you're not supposed to, if you're dealing with anything that is considered to be secure data, like a person's home address, a person's social insurance number, a person's, phone number. These are all pretty sensitive information. You can give it to somebody, but if it's not actively known, then you should probably be treated with something more. Most importantly, if these people are in the public eye. So not only are we probably going to see a class action lawsuit towards the ESA and E3, and probably the company that ran the data processing, but you will also probably see a whole bunch of people refuse to go back to E3 next year, specifically because, you know what I don't like? People knowing my data.
Yeah.
If somebody is going to threaten me on Twitter because I didn't give Kingdom Hearts 3 a 10 out of 10, and that person who threatened to kill me now knows my phone number, where I work, and my home address, what do you think's going to happen, ESA? That's seriously fucked up, not even from a legal standpoint, but from a moral standpoint. And I want you to take a long, hard look, because just like what happened with our university, where you could accidentally log on to other people's accounts, or with the Fallout 76 stuff, where you could accidentally gain people's social insurance and credit card information, as well as use their tickets. This game, you know what? It feels like a game. It feels like a bad game that society is playing, in which these people who, yes, I don't fully appreciate gaming media. I make that very clear. Polygon, Kotaku, all these people, some of them have done some really dumb shit. But that doesn't mean that they deserve to have their private information put out there.
Yeah, no one does.
There's a very famous quote from one of our Canadian prime ministers, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, and the quote is, "The government does not belong in the bedrooms of the nation." And what it basically means is that, in this case, it means that the personal information that these people are willingly giving you in order to gain a service should never be seen by anybody who does not have immediate access to that service. The fact that this can, quote-unquote, accidentally happen shows a massive failure in not only the company, but in E3 in trusting this company to run their data security.
Mm-hmm.
This is disgusting. This is sad. And E3 and the ESA and everybody in between, before anything like this happens again next year for E3, take a long fucking look in the mirror. That's my stance.
Yeah. It's so dumb. Like, Spencer, like I said, Spencer and I were talking about this before we started recording, and I came right out and I said, do you think anyone's going to trust the ESA to go through them for press badges after this? I don't think so. No way. I honestly think that next year we're going to see a huge restructuring in how E3 plans and presents its press badges. Because I don't think anyone is going to trust the ESA to handle the shit after this debacle.
Yeah, no, they're not.
No. No way. Sucks to suck, ESA, but you fucked up and you gotta pay the consequences. And if that means you're missing out on your big E3 paycheck, well, you kind of deserve it. So, yeah, get your shit together. So yeah, I honestly think next year we're going to see a huge restructuring in how this stuff operates, and that's probably for the best, because after you have 2,000 people's personal information leak in a manner such as this, you kind of got to do something about it. So fuck you, ESA, you suck. And with that said, that is our last news story of the day, boys. Oh boy, that took a long time. We're sitting at a comfortable 2 hours and 51 minutes. That's
almost 3 hours. Let's sit here for another 9 minutes and hope
we could get to 3 hours. No, I'm not gonna do that to you. I cherish your opinions and your personal well-beings, and I don't want you to sit here and stare at a blank screen for 9 hours. My brain is fried from so much news. I can't talk anymore, apparently.
Video games are cool.
Yeah, video games are great. But with that said, that wraps up.
In the words of Phil Spencer, gaming.
And in the words of Phil Spencer, again, talking to Sean Layden, talking to Doug Bowser, talking to Cliff Blazinski. We're sorry about lawmakers, but nobody wanted to play that game.
With that said,
signing off from Jeff Keighley's backyard.
I wish we were in Jeff Keighley's backyard. With that said, though, that wraps up our news section, so we can go ahead and finish this podcast. Thank you very much for watching another exciting episode of the Bearded Banter Podcast. If you like what you've seen, you can go ahead and subscribe to BG on YouTube for more great gaming content. We got Let's Plays, unboxings, podcasts, live streams, funny meme videos. It's a Kahoot over here at the BG Gaming Network, so go ahead and subscribe. And click that motherfucking bell. Right, Spencer?
Click the bell.
Click the fucking bell to get notifications on when we upload our great videos. I've been your host, Shane the Beer One. You can follow me on Twitter, @BeardedGamingN, where I post a bunch of stupid opinions about games, movies, anime, and more. And soon I'll be getting back to my One Piece catch-up journey, because I am getting back to that this week, so look for more One Piece stuff on the way. Go follow me over there. With me, I have my co-host, Matt Legion Rex. You can find him on YouTube at Legion Rex and subscribe to him, where he does great analytical videos about movies, games, anime, things of that nature. Unfortunately, his Spider-Verse video still hasn't been released by Sony, so that's unfortunate. I would say go watch that, but Sony has it by the balls.
I'm still fighting it. I'm fighting the good fight. It will be out when it's out.
So hopefully that'll be out soon, and you can find that there. Go follow him on Twitter at LegionRex, where again, you can see all his shitty opinions on movies, anime, video games, other stuff. He's got some very insightful opinions. Go follow him on Twitter. And with us, we also have our other co-host, Spencer. You can find him on Twitter at Beery Burton with 2 E's.
2 E's.
Where he posts nothing. Just retweets a bunch of cosplayer photos. But if you like that stuff, if you like seeing cosplayers,
hey,
it's a good source.
Sometimes I do retweet stuff that's actually, pertinent.
Yeah.
And Jeff Keighley is now crying over a picture of Kojima. It's really sad.
Well, you know what they say. You are what you eat. Thanks for watching this.
Kojima for breakfast.
Thanks for watching this exciting episode of Bearded Banter. We'll be back in 2 weeks for another great podcast. Until then, keep on gaming, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Marn for Pokemon Champion 2020.
Okay. We'll see you next time.